800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tauscher. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S.
The final whistle has blown. The game is final. But we're not done yet. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher and former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson. Here's Emmy Award-winning Homer.
This, I believe, is our earliest post-game show. 1:44 left. The Packers trailing 41-24, and Name That Tune is now the quarterback for the Packers. And we start the opening statement with Mark Tauscher. I'm just so sad, but it's the way sports goes. Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer. It's all yours. We're down to 119. Packers, well, I guess they're going to let Name That Tune actually pass, which seems odd. But to Mark Tauscher for his opening statement in our earliest ever postgame.
Yeah, we needed to start this, and we should have started it probably 5 minutes earlier once Malik Willis went out and after the interception. But probably as disappointing of an effort as I've seen a defensive unit give, for sure under Jeff Hafley. But this game tonight is about as disappointing as you could imagine. I did not see this. This is not Lamar Jackson in his prime. This is not the Baltimore Ravens that are world beaters, that are Super Bowl contenders. This was a brutal effort by the collective of this defense. Homer, 309 yards rushing? 309 yards rushing? And you gave up?
Tausch, it was worse than that. It could have been 400.
It wasn't Lamar Jackson.
I know.
So I mean, I understood the task was tall to, have Chicago lose, but this was not like we were mailing it in. We still had a really good opportunity to win the division and become a 2 or 3 seed and play home games. And for whatever reason, the guys didn't come out. I thought Malik Willis was fantastic tonight.
Yep.
But defensively, I hate to say this, this was the Joe Barry era of defense. That's what we saw tonight.
It was a Joe Barry-ish in terms of the historically pathetic stat, whatever it is. Yes, that's true. There was always a historically pathetic stat. And
Homer, I normally don't go through like all of the things in my opening statement, but I just want to reiterate. 308 yards rushing to 79.
Mm-hmm.
Time of possession 40-20.
Yeah, but make clear on that. That's partially because the Packers scored so quickly. The Packers rushed the ball.
No, Homer, let me wrap up and then you can jump in.
Okay.
Now, it was because we had no answers to stop Derrick Henry in the run game.
Right.
That's why. I'm not gonna let everybody off the hook with, we scored too quick. We scored too quick.
No, I'm not saying they scored too quick. I'm saying the offense played great, and they scored so quickly. That's why the time of possession was so
Homer,
different.
the offense played great with Malik Willis. They made 3 critical errors, and in a game where you can't stop a nosebleed, you can't have any.
Yes,
you can't have any errors. Right. You have a snap off the helmet. Looks like it looks like you punched Malik in the face.
Yes.
Then you get stuffed on a 4th and 1, and then you throw a pick. Which at the end of that game, we still had a fighting shot.
No, you didn't. Come on.
Cut it to 3.
No.
Well, I said a fighting shot. That wasn't.
Would name that tune. It was over. Don't go. Come on.
Malik was coming back. Malik, if it's a 3 or 7 point game, he's coming back. So Homer. All I'll say is tonight, defensively, that was as poor of an effort as we've seen here in a long time. I think, for everybody involved, it's an embarrassing loss. To put yourself in the position where you could have still won the division and at least put pressure on. To play like that at home on a Saturday stand-up primetime game, everybody in that locker room, coaches, players, administrators, they're all walking home embarrassed by what they did tonight. And that's my opening statement.
And that it is. It would appear that the odds of playing the Bears in the first round of the playoffs are pretty strong. Don't have to give
They have to lose 2, and Philly's got to win 2.
No. If the Phillies lose, then the Bears are in, I think, automatically.
Homer,
the
I
Eagles
just said
win,
Philly's got to win 2, Chicago's got to lose 2.
For them to not be a 2 seed.
Correct.
Otherwise, that's how likely it is they are going to be a 2 seed.
Which, listen, we were still holding out hope that was going to happen. So,
yeah, all right. Let's hear what Shug has to say. He was right when he said there would be a streak. However, he had it as a winning streak. They'll win 8 in a row to finish the season. Packers have now lost 3 in a row. Shugs, take it away.
Did not take care of business. Did not. And I'll tell you this much.
Malik Willis did.
Will never. What?
Malik Willis
Yeah.
We're
talking about defense. Talk about defense.
Oh, okay.
And the defense, I'm going to tell you. Athlete will never need, we won't have to worry about him going and get another job after this game. 3-0, 8, 9, what was the total? Remember the numbers you like to always say, Homer? You're going to have to remember this number. What was the number?
The number 4, the Baltimore Ravens, rushing was 307. What was the number that Philly had? Didn't they have something? Remember, Philly one year had incredible. They averaged 5.8 yards per rush, 307 yards, and I actually think they should have had more. I was amazed when they did run the ball.
307 is all Halfley. I was at that game, just got to my car, and they didn't load. They didn't load the box until the second half. Are you kidding me? They didn't load the box until the second. I don't care. They go ahead and spread out the Packers. You keep 2 linebackers in the middle. It's so easy. It's so. I can be the next defensive coordinator right now. Fire him.
Hold on, Shugs. I'll come back to you. He makes a pretty good point, Tausch. What?
Well, so I will say this: the only time we stopped them, they went to a 5-down line. And they had 2 outside backers, and they put 3 guys in the middle. And it was early because the first 2 drives of the second half, first 2 drives, and then Baltimore just was like, oh, you're going to do that? We'll just toss the ball outside, and we'll crack block, and we'll do it that way. And there was no adjustment off of that. Homer, do you understand how bad things have to be when Shug jumps off the bandwagon? Do we know how bad that is?
Yes, I do. He isn't even he's avoiding the discussion of trying to explain how he could come up with a prediction that was so bad. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's time to move on. Let's move on to Chicago. Next week, we'll play. Let's just move it on. Let's wipe this and let's just get to Chicago.
Yeah,
correct. You're going to have to. I'm going to tell you. I mean, we just keep losing bodies. we're going to have to bench everybody except the ones that need to play. Everybody else is out. They need a rest. And yes, we want to play the Bears. We don't want to play the Eagles in Philly against those fans. No, thank you. Let's go and beat the Bears. Let's rest everyone. Third string quarterback in, backed up by
name
whoever.
that tune?
They're going to have to. Yeah, Tune's going to be starting, and they can't go in there and if they play Love, I'll guarantee. And we got to get them some reps. Are you serious? No, you don't. You don't touch him. You don't touch him. Remember last year it was Watson. Okay, so this is it. Rest everybody, and then get in the playoffs. Take care of business. Like 2010, and that's it.
Hold on, don't go there. Come on, Shugs. Come on.
What?
No, don't go. You just don't want to go there. It's not gonna serve you well. They are not 2010.
Well, we're gonna have to beat the Bears. We can't let them beat us.
2010 defense was second in the league in points given up. The Packer defense will now be closer to 11th or 12th. Don't go to 2010. Come on. Just say you want to beat the Bears.
Beat the Bears.
On to Chicago.
Beat the Bears.
On to Chicago. Yeah.
Hey, here's the deal.
Are we even going to do a post-game show for the...
No. We're going to do the post-game. I want people venting. I did my vent. I have officially called this regular season. I think we're going to do a post-game next week. Heck, if you want to lump this in with Minnesota, we'll do both post-games right now. Let's get to probably Sunday afternoon of whatever that weekend is, the 10th of January. I'm on to Chicago. I am Belichick in this thing, but I'm going to do it where I go 2 weeks. Let's just move to Chicago. It's time to go.
Yeah. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
It's over. I mean, the regular season is done. We got nothing left to get. We're in. There's nowhere else we can go. We're locked in.
Try to get
we
people
can sit
healthy.
Pout. You better get some stuff fixed. Yeah. But what else can you do? It's time to move on. Wipe this thing after tonight, and let's move it along. This was a brutal effort tonight. Did
Shugs leave us?
Ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Shugs, are you still there?
Shugs,
or did you go? Yeah, we do. You do have to address what needs to be done.
I don't know what you're going to do. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you have to have some answer.
We won't be this bad. I think what happened is I think there was a mentality. A lot of times when you're starting quarterback. Now I know there'll be people that think that he was cleared and he wasn't cleared. That's what Rob Demoski reported. And when you don't have your main guy out there, I think there's and Baltimore doesn't have anything to play for. I don't know what the mentality was, but whatever it was, we didn't have the right one.
Defensively, offensively, they did. Don't you think?
Defensively was brutal. Yeah, offensively, but Homer again, you have to understand what you need to do, and the mistakes that we made were insurmountable because our defense was so bad.
Yes, you can't. Come on. There's not the greatest offense in the history of the NFL isn't going to win with that defense today. Come on.
It would have been tough.
It would have been tough. All right.
No, because, Homer, I think they punted at least once.
The other team?
So the greatest offense doesn't punt. But we aren't the greatest offense.
No, the
especially
Packers.
Without Jordan, but.
The Packers never punted. They lost on downs and fumbles. There was one punt in the game, I believe. I believe the only punt was by Baltimore. But there's no reason to describe. I feel sad because I thought Malik Willis literally had a historic performance. He was so incredibly good.
Malik Willis made himself some money. He was awesome.
Right. He played better than Jordan Love would have.
I'm not going to say that, but what I will say is he obviously was able to run a couple running touchdowns.
Yes,
if you ended up starting him on your fantasy championship, you're going to be very happy. But he just showed command. He showed command, and he showed, he's a competitive SOB. I've loved Malik Willis as a Green Bay Packer the entire time. He's answered every bell that has come his way, and tonight he was fantastic. But unfortunately, nobody's going to remember that. People are going to remember 307. That's what people are going to
he should be a starter in the NFL next season somewhere else.
No, he will be. No, he will
He's
be.
earned that right.
He'll get a look.
Man,
sure.
he look good.
Yep.
Those runs, shoot. 18 of 21, and one was a drop, the 3. 288 yards, touchdown, no interceptions. How many drives?
Homer, were you shocked? You covered the team back in these days. I was just a young whippersnapper. Mm-hmm. When they said that 285 yards and 60 yards rushing hadn't been done since the Magic Man, that blew my mind. Don Majkowski did that?
I can't say that I remember it because the team wasn't that good. The whole key is the rushing. Did he have? He must have. But no, I don't remember the game. There's only one game to remember with Don Majkowski. That's the play against the Bears. But yes, I mean he was that good of an athlete. But if the Packers would have won the game, we would have had a discussion about who should start in the playoffs.
No, we would not.
You wouldn't have.
You would. I would not.
Well, I would have had the discussion. I would have said Jordan Love.
Could have. You could have after I left. You wouldn't have when I was on with you.
You wouldn't allow the discussion. You realize how good he was. You realize how good Malik Willis was. He did things great. Jordan Love can't do.
Homer.
Yeah,
he was great. But come on, hey. Listen, the beautiful thing for you got 4 hours of runway tonight. You can stay on until 5 a.m. if you want. I'm going to get out of here in an hour, and I'm not going to have my hour be spent with foolishness talking if Jordan Love's healthy, you're going to start Malik Willis.
I'm not.
I don't want to be a part of that.
I said if they had won the game, we could have had the discussion. I would have said, no, Jordan Love should start. But Malik Willis played tonight as well, if not better, than any game Jordan Love has ever played.
Malik Willis was we can argue that Malik Willis was fantastic tonight.
Because the ability to run and how bad they are in the red zone, and he solved that by just running for a touchdown. But no, I don't want a discussion over who should start. Jordan Love's the starter. But Malik Willis was as good as Jordan Love, maybe other than the Dallas game in the playoffs. I don't know. Malik Willis, it's hard to explain how awesome he was. The pass to Melton, oh, baby, right? Perfect passes in 60 yards rushing. I'm not sure Jordan Love has ever had a game in which he played this well. But
Homer, he was absolutely fantastic
and you're
tonight.
right.
And
it doesn't mean diddly squat.
It doesn't mean that. You always say this, all these great things that happen when you lose, and they're like a fart in the wind. It's gone.
Yeah. No, there are people in the league that said, I want that guy to be my starting quarterback next year.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
And there will be some in Green Bay, but I won't be in that group. But I will understand how they could say it.
No.
Because he'd be so much less money and would allow you to use money on elsewhere.
If he's going to be the starter, he wouldn't be. If he's the starter, he's going to want starter money.
He ain't getting $50 million. Come on, he hasn't done enough. But
well, and you're not cutting Jordan Love. That's why this conversation is just, hey, here's the deal. You're running point. You can bring it up, and I'm going to continue to squash.
No, I'm not going to bring it up anymore. Okay. We're done. Your view of it is perfect. Your view of it is perfect. On to Chicago. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll take all the calls.
Listen, I want everybody to because there's going to be a lot tonight, I believe.
Yeah, you got to play better against the run than this, or you'll lose to
Jeff
Chicago.
Hafley.
How about that?
Is this the most disappointed you've been in Jeff Hafley in his tenure?
I was going to ask yes and no, because I wanted to ask you if they just didn't care. It was so horrible in terms of the tackling. They were like what was it, Vince Lombardi? We're just grabbing out there. Nobody seemed to want to tackle him. No one wanted to tackle anybody.
Derrick Henry, Homer, here's the deal. Yes. Derrick Henry forces you to be a tackler.
Yes.
He forces you, and it's cold. Listen, everybody always says home field advantage is a huge thing, and I am on the top of that list. I think it's monumentally big. But you have to bring your energy, and you have to understand you got to work. And Tennessee came out. They came out tonight.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens came out tonight, and they said, we don't know how physical and tough you are. We're going to pound the ball. They gave Henry, what did he get, end up 38 carries?
He had 36 carries. By the way, you won't say this, but it will be said. Even the softy himself, LaFleur, would have to be embarrassed on how soft his team was. How about that? That'll probably make the national. Go ahead.
All I'm going to say is what Green Bay put out on the field tonight is exactly what Baltimore hoped that they could do. And anytime you can execute as, I don't want to say easy because it wasn't all, but whenever you can do it to that degree, you have major issues. And the Green Bay Packers, this defense has been very good for most of the season. It was not good the last 2 or 3 minutes of an overtime of last week. And tonight it was basically atrocious except for 2 or 3 minutes in the third quarter. Otherwise, it was a hot knife through butter. Anything Baltimore wanted to do. The thing that bothered me, do you remember when Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry came in here in Tennessee on Thursday night?
No, but
and we all said you can't. And this was the Joe Barry era.
You can't let Tannehill beat you, or you can't let Henry beat you.
No, you can't let Henry beat you. And Tannehill threw for 400.
Yes.
And you kind of were like, how the hell can you let Tannehill throw for 400? But at least you took away their best bet.
Yep.
Tonight, without Lamar.
By the way, Tyler
you let
Huntley
Derrick
was 16,
Henry do that?
Huntley was 16 of 20. His quarterback rating was 105, but everything was short.
Oh, yeah, they let Baltimore do whatever they wanted all night.
Huntley
long.
had 60 yards rushing too. How about that?
Well,
last time two quarterbacks had 60 yards.
They ran a quarterback draw 3 plays out of 4, and the Green Bay looked like they'd never seen it.
Yep. I want to put this in the context that you said everything should be. My concern about this game is if their defense against the run is this bad, they will lose to the Bears.
Yeah. They're not beating anybody.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break.
Baltimore is not a good team.
Correct.
All right.
Terrible defense. It was like a high school thing, right?
No, this reminded me a little bit of when I played at Wisconsin. And no, when I played at Wisconsin, we would play a MAC team. And we just said, you know what? We're just going to line up, and we are going to pummel you into submission. And when I looked at the stats, I literally thought it was like, right. Yeah, that's like Wisconsin playing Toledo back in the 90s. Like, we're going to run for 300 or 400 yards, and we're going to pummel you into submission. And that's what Baltimore did tonight.
That they did. We'll get to all the calls. That's Mark Tauscher, the Hall of Famer. He's next, too.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Is mud calling a timeout on your ride? A Tsunami Express Car Wash membership is your winning play. Get unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums every visit, all for less than $1 a day. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including the newest spot in New Berlin, keeping your car in prime time condition is a total touchdown. Whether you're tailgating, heading to the stadium, or just cruising around town, make sure you roll up looking like a champ. Become a member today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is kicking off their first tournament of the season with $1,000 in cash prizes. This is Gary Ellerson, inviting you to team up for a two-man scramble at Paynes Valley. Play it on their spacious, state-of-the-art golf simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. Just $120 per team, and you must finish your round by December 31st. This is their first of many winter tournaments. Keep an eye on their website. Take on Paynes Valley starts today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year Savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Yes, it's all about Chicago. As Mark Tauscher said best, the Packers lost. I don't even know. They scored at the end. What was it? 41-24. The final score. That I won't hold the defense for that last touchdown either. The game was over at 34-24. You got to name that tune in at quarterback. Mark Tauscher, is anything you want to start with before we get to the callers? We know your stay will be short, and appropriately so, because you have stated the foundation of this show tonight, which is, again, tell everybody if they missed it in the first segment.
307?
No, it's on to Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, on to Chicago.
307 and on to Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everything now. It is what it is. Like, I completely understand everybody tonight is going to be embarrassed, frustrated. Like, this was a pathetic performance from this defense against, an offense that I don't know where they rank. It ain't this good. That I know. I would bet it's probably taken them 5 games to get 41 points in some. I mean, that's serious.
Yeah, no.
And the way they control
without their star quarterback.
Their MVP quarterback is sitting there in a coat, and we give up 307 yards rushing, and
we know how good Huntley is.
40-20.
Yeah, it was
40-20.
It was
Homer.
Yes.
It was the old days, Wisconsin versus the MAC, back in like the mid-90s.
Other than what was the Big Ten championship when you guys was Melvin Gordon then, or when you put up like 500 yards rushing?
That was versus Nebraska.
Yeah.
Well, we could say that Nebraska, since they've come into the Big Ten, have performed kind of like a lower-tiered MAC team. You could say
That's
that.
definitely
I
legitimate.
But you
all right, we have a question for you. Ask Tausch, who is responsible for boink snap in the first half off of Willis's face mask, which will be used in the history of the NFL for years and years and years.
Oh, that's
I've never seen that. That's a blooper. I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't have the concussion specialist come check him out. Because he had whiplash after.
By the way, I
hit him
just
in the
want to
face.
let you know, I think that Jordan Love could have played. But
well, we don't know.
We don't know.
I'm not
it doesn't
gonna,
really matter.
I can't sit here and
I
advocate
apologize
for player
because
safety.
that's a violation of the first rule of this show tonight. Everything is responsibly stated only if it relates to Tausch's. It's on to Chicago. Does that have any bearing on Chicago? No. So, sorry I brought it up. My apologies.
Whomever texted you, tweeted you, or YouTubed, whatever that's called, that's on the center.
Yeah.
Would be my guess, because I think what happened is Malik was he saw a blitz, and he was trying to change a play, and maybe he had raised, because typically what you do is you raise your foot, and that gives the center, all right, the motion is cleared, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put it on the center.
All right.
And maybe someone will tell me later that was not the case.
But we've
that's
seen that many times, but I've never seen it hit the quarterback in the head. Usually he gets his hands in the way. Up there.
Homer, we had some centers at Wisconsin the last couple of years that the snap was kind of flutter back.
Yeah.
And everybody complaining about how the snap came back too soft.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's – Sean Ryan has done a nice job at center this year, filling in.
Right.
That snap had some major league
That
speed
snap
on it.
is historic more so than any other play in the game. That will have a future in NFL films. Yeah.
It cost us 3 points.
Yep. Mo, you are
Probably
on
10.
with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly. But remember, it's all about moving.
Callers get whatever they want.
Oh, they do?
Homer, you know it's a post game. Callers get free reign, baby.
Okay. All right. You're the Hall of Famer. So be it, Mo. Whatever.
Well, it's not whatever. This defense should be ashamed of themselves. That was embarrassing, pathetic, disgusting. For all I care, Matt LaFleur should have the freaking defensive line run laps until they throw up after the game. Because what I saw out there, that was it almost seemed like they looked like a team that was ready for the playoffs to begin. They're like, we got the playoff seed locked in. We already made the playoffs. We don't need to go out there and execute and perform. And has anyone seen that number 52 guy? Because we sent out an Amber Alert for him about 2 months ago, and we've still yet to hear from him. And when Micah Parsons went down, that same player said, oh, you just watch how the defensive line plays. Well, hey, buddy, where on earth were you? I see you on your butt every single play. Lucas Van Ness, where are you? This defense is putrid. This is 2 straight weeks that we're letting a generational performance by Malik Willis go to waste because our defense can't stop anybody. You know, you could put a squirrel back there playing quarterback. You can't stop him. You know, this is getting so pathetic. And you're saying, oh, we're ready for Chicago. Guys, are we that confident we're going to beat Chicago with our defense playing like this?
Hold up, Mo. Mo, I said it's time to move on to Chicago.
Right.
I didn't say we're ready for
With
them.
the understanding, the worst thing about this game is that if you play the run like this, you'll lose to Chicago.
Oh, you'll lose bigly.
Which you would agree, right, Mo?
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
Caleb
they gotta
Williams won't
solve
even need to
that.
throw the ball.
What?
Yeah, Caleb wouldn't even need to throw the ball 5 times if the defense plays like this. But what gives you any sort of, like, I personally have zero I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I have zero confidence in this defense. The secondary, I don't trust. Carrington got burnt today. The defensive line, I don't trust. Nobody came even close to getting a sack on Huntley. Like where is there any glimmer of hope for this defense? I don't see it. I don't know if I'm just emotional. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I don't see it. We're going to be one and done.
They're better than
Yeah,
this.
Mo, thanks.
Mo,
Thanks for the call.
Tell them,
I'll say
they're
this.
better than this.
No,
you got a couple.
They are
weeks.
better than this.
Yeah.
And let's remember, we played Chicago last week around this time, and defensively, we were pretty doggone good for about 50-some-odd minutes. Now, we obviously the end of the game and everything else. So what gives you hope? This defense isn't this bad.
Yeah.
They were tonight.
Tell them, Tom.
They were tonight.
Yeah.
But they're not. I mean, no defense is this bad in the NFL on a consistent basis. Even the Bengals weren't this bad. So do I anticipate us rolling over and just saying, oh, shucks, it's over? No. It's a prideful group. I was actually last week thinking about this. We had not gotten trucked by anybody this season. Every loss has been razor-thin margins, and throughout the NFL season, unless you're an all-world team, and obviously this team is not at this point, you end up with a game that's a clunker. Tonight was our clunker. And I think what Mo's point, they look like they're a team that made the playoffs. I don't know if that's, if you lose a little edge, human nature would say you would. And the way they played says that maybe they did. So what gives me hope? What gives me hope is there's 2 weeks to get things flipped, and I've seen enough to know this defense isn't this bad. But if they are, yeah, I got no hope. If they play anything close to what they did tonight, I got no hope at all.
They can't play this bad again. No, they can't.
No, they won't, and they can't.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Flush it or flesh it. Presented by Gordon Flesh Company with Tausch is next. Tell everybody again the context in which everything in this show and next week's show should be, Tausch.
Tonight, 3:07, and after that, it's Bill Belichick. We're on to Chicago.
On to Chicago.
On to Chicago.
You're a caller, so Tausch says you can say whatever you want. But on to Chicago. After Flush It or Flesh It, next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Put a little wow in your winter at the 31st Annual Lake Geneva Winterfest and America's Snow Sculpting Invitational, January 28th through February 1st. Watch 15 top teams create breathtaking masterpieces in snow right before your very eyes. Enjoy bonfires on the beach, a kids' play area, live entertainment, and a sparkling downtown ice sculpture walk. Plan your Winterfest getaway at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, where it's always been the place for winter magic.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
And before we get to the issue of flush it or flush it, and whether or not I was brilliant or not when I stated after the Denver game, it's over. The season is over. People were very mad at me, rude to me. I feel even more brilliant now than it was at the time that I said it. But that waits until after Mark Tauscher tells us about the Gordon Flesh Company.
But any goal, that's as true on the football field as it is in the office, and the Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes for over 65 years. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Actually, I lied about that. The flush it or flesh it is, as presented to me by someone, will the Packers win another game this season? Flush it or flesh it, Mark Tauscher.
Yeah, I think they'll beat Minnesota even, because I do think Jordan Love's going to play. I don't think they want him sitting out 2.5 games, a game and a half, 2.5 games if they'd sit him. So I think he will play in at least a half of football next week. And I watched Minnesota. Minnesota's offense, I don't think they could stumble into doing what Tennessee did tonight. So that ain't happening.
Yes, they can't run the ball as well, but their quarterback.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. I don't know. Yeah, they're in tough shape. I don't know if I would say I feel super confident after tonight, but I just want everyone to take a beat. And this is something I've learned as I've been doing this job now for a while. We have to react instantaneously and emotionally, and that's what's beautiful about sports. But sports aren't about just that. Sports are about execution and who's better and who decides to have that mental edge. And does anybody here really think, I don't care what Chicago does now, they don't, whether or not we play them or Philly, which is going to be the two matchups, I'd prefer playing Chicago. We absolutely dominated a large chunk of that game. And again, they beat us fair and square. We lost. But if you think there's anybody here that doesn't believe in their heart of hearts that they can go down to Chicago and win a playoff game, you don't know. Will they do it? Not if they play anything close to tonight. But if they play like they did against Chicago last week and they recover an onside kick, they do beat them. So there ain't anybody here thinking that the Bears are some world-beaten team and you're going to have to play some great game to beat them. You don't. We've seen it. So that's why I believe I would flesh this out and say, yes, I think they're going to have at least one more win at some point the rest of this season.
Could they beat any team other than Chicago? You said Minnesota, and I would say yes if Jordan Love plays. Only if they play him.
Well, Jordan Love, if he gets cleared, is going to play. You're not going to sit him. You think you're going to bring him back?
No, I agree.
After a concussion. Yeah.
No, because I think he could have played this week. And yes, I do feel like I have an expertise in concussions. But I understand what they did, and that's fine. But again, it's not important this week. What's important is on to Chicago, and I think you're 100% right. Yes, you want Jordan Love to play to get ready for the playoffs. I don't know how much you'd play him, but Minnesota's playing well, though. They're figuring out how to play, so how to win.
Their defense. The thing that would worry me is their defense and their blitz packages. So I understand why it'll be a tough call for LaFleur and the medical staff, but I want to get back out there and get at it.
Yep. Jeff in Milwaukee, you're on with Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. It is on to Chicago, but he is allowing you to talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, that was a unbelievably pathetic performance by the defense. They looked like honestly, it looks like everybody on the team had the flu. I mean, it was just
unbelievably pathetic. I like that. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing
not just pathetic, unbelievably pathetic.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me, Tausch, is the effort was just awful. It was just awful. I mean, how do you are these people not professionals? I mean, it was just awful. Malik Willis didn't just play gutsy; he just played great. I mean, his passing was great. He is incredibly athletic, and
his scrambles and that Jeff. That play on 3rd and 9 down going into the end zone was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep. Unbelievable. He's incredibly athletic. Do you realize this is interesting? There have been 11 games in the NFL this year where a team didn't punt, and the Packers have lost 3 of them, and the other team that didn't punt won the other 8. So think about how bad that is. Think about that. Yeah. So it's and so it's just, Tausch, what is Matt LaFleur doing? It's like they have 4th and an inch and they're in the shotgun.
I didn't like that either.
I don't care.
Hey, Jeff.
Tausch,
Jeff, here's what I'll say on that. Yeah. I think what happened, you saw Malik fumble the snap on that whatever they were doing on the 3rd down. And that scared him. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think you're right, but it's like don't get scared. Just think. All right. And that gets back to one of his game management problems is he gets scared and he just doesn't he doesn't think clearly. So at any rate, I'll tell you something. I listened to these press conferences during the week. This guy is amazing at talking to the press. He's amazing at it.
What do you think he's going to say this week?
I don't know what he's going to say, but he's going to come out like, well, he's going to say, I'll tell you what he's going to say. This is how he talks. It wasn't good. We're going to fix it. We're going to get on top of it. We're going to do better. That's how he's going to talk.
Okay.
And he's going to come across like he's in control and he's got it figured out. But this was, it was just embarrassing. And Tausch, your analogy to playing a MAC team when you were with the Badgers is just so spot on. It was, when you were saying that, Tausch, I was thinking to myself, what is this like? And then when you said that, I'm like, he's right. That's a perfect analogy. And that's what it was like.
307.
So anyway, I know. Yep. I know. And believe me, it hurts to even think about it.
I got to go good look back at Philly and what the number was there. That was an incredible number.
Do you realize Huntley's longest pass of the game was 11 yards?
Not at all surprised.
No.
Yeah, he didn't want to throw He didn't want to throw.
He didn't have to. They needed whenever they passed. They just needed not that much yardage because they were still running the ball.
Right. I do want to finish on one thing that is positive because you got to try to.
Okay.
You guys
go for it. Go for it, Jeff.
Christian Watson is wide receiver number 1, and they've got to figure out how to tie him up.
Yeah.
It has been such a pleasure watching his transformation as a receiver that is a guy that has worked hard to become a receiver. And that, to me, was him and Malik were the highlight of the game. He is just his route running. If he can stay healthy, they've got a great receiver for the next 8 to 9 years. So, anyways, guys, thanks very much.
All right, Jeff.
Sounds good.
Nice to finish with a little positivity. Yes. I like that.
Dog of the game is next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold the lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, and a slogan, and it still stinks. Then I found Iron Jock, and now it's all I wear. It's built on science. Their silver ion technology is woven right into the fabric. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria, and it never washes out, ever. Get yours today at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tauscher. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year Savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
The holidays are full of moments worth saving. Family dinners, cozy nights, holiday parties that last all night. And Carbless makes every one of them better. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor. 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories and gluten-free. Carbless is the gift that keeps on giving. A guilt-free cocktail that never compromises on taste, turning every sip into a little celebration. This season, bring bliss to every holiday moment with Carbless. Full of flavor, no compromise.
When storms hit or accidents happen, it's not just about property, it's about people. I'm Mandy Grimal-Lococo with Grimal and Associates Insurance. We help families bundle home, auto, and life coverage so you're never facing life's what-ifs alone. With the heavy rains we've seen in Milwaukee, we'll review your policy to be sure water backup, sump pump failures, and flood risks don't drain your wallet. Your home is more than walls and a roof, it's where life happens. At Grimal and Associates Insurance in Shorewood, we're here to protect your home, your family, and your peace of mind. Call us today at 414-332-0838.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. It's time for the Sit Means Sit. dog of the game.
You see these dogs in your front yard?
Jordan Love.
Dog.
Josh Jacobs.
Dog.
Michael Parsons.
Dog.
Matthew Golden.
He's a dog.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
You gotta be the dog. And I'm like, man, we got dogs.
I think we might agree on this one. The dog of the game is brought to you by Sit Mean Sit. If your dogs don't always listen to you, or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Mean Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Mean Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha. To schedule a free consultation, go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. To the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher and his dog of the game.
Now, I don't think we're going to agree on this one. You're going to take the low-hanging fruit, and you should.
This fruit is so low-hanging, it's on the ground. No,
I understand.
Oh, I can't wait. This is an embarrassment to football. If you pick anybody other than Malik Willis, I got to hear this.
No.
This is going to be good.
It's not an embarrassment.
Okay,
What was an embarrassment is what my dog of the game did to this Packers defense. This cat came in here and ran 36 times for 216 yards. I believe the most yards ever in the history of Lambeau Field.
No opposing player has ever been selected in the history of dog of the game.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I saw Domofsky tweet this, so I'm going to take him at his word. And correct me if I'm wrong.
I doubt you're wrong.
Derrick Henry, 36 carries, 216, 4 tutters, and I'm not going to pick him for my dog? I'm sorry. I know it is rare. It is rare of rare.
Somebody asked you about your favorite dog, and you pick a neighbor's dog, not one of your own dogs?
No. Nope, not tonight.
Okay,
it's the checking. Yeah, the most rushing yards by a visitor at Lambeau Field ever, 216.
In the history of Lambeau Field?
I want to look up and see if Malik Willis played the greatest game in the history of the Green Bay Packers as a backup quarterback ever.
Matt Flynn threw for more.
Close.
No, I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
and Homer, I know you're taking Malik, so he's not getting shorted here. But I can't, in good faith, not take Derrick Henry. And the first time in the however many years we've been doing.
See if he had 60 yards rushing and a quarterback rating of 134.6 when he threw all those touchdown passes when nobody.
Here's what I am going to tell you, Homer. You know what You know what I remember from that game?
Yes.
They won.
Oh,
they won.
We're going there now.
And he had 6 touchdowns and set the record, and I think he had 400. But
so
I digress.
Malik Willis has to pay for the fact that the defense was so pathetic that Derrick Henry got your dog of the game. All right.
Let me finish. Derrick Henry, the all-time leading rusher from an opponent at Lambeau Field's history.
That's impressive.
36 for 216 and 4 tutters. I reluctantly am going to give a whimper of a woof to Derrick Henry.
What are the greatest at Lambeau? The combination of the three? I got to believe somebody had more than 216 yards. Maybe not.
According to Rob Domofsky, it's the yards, the 216 yards, the most by a visitor in the history of Lambeau Field.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
That is. What was the lead?
Homer, I'll say this. I hope however long we do this show, I never have to go with another dog. But if you're ever going to go with a road dog, tonight's the night.
Okay. Duly noted, the first ever road dog. I am taking who I believe was also the greatest ever in the history, not only of Lambeau Field, but home or away. The greatest performance ever by a backup quarterback. Quarterback rating 134.6, 18 of 21. One of those was dropped. A touchdown, no interceptions, averaged 13.7 yards per catch, and had 60 yards rushing. Look up that other guy that when Magic Man did it. See if he had numbers like that. No way. I don't believe you can find a backup quarterback in the history.
He did.
Now, if somebody's neighbor's dog did something historic, and my dog did something historic, I'm going with my dog.
Matt Flynn threw for a franchise record 480 yards and 6 touchdowns in Week 17 in 2012 against the Lions.
Yes. Quarterback rating?
It doesn't say.
Doesn't say. 60 yards rushing? Was that not also the last game of the year? Was that the end of the year?
Yep.
All the reserves were playing. Yeah, right. Backups. Nice. He gets the JV. The greatest performance ever by a backup.
He was a
quarterback
backup.
In a JV.
Yeah, he was a backup too.
In a JV game. Playing in a JV game.
Malik Willis is a backup playing against a backup.
No, he's not in a JV game.
What's your point?
This game meant
What's
something.
your point?
That was a JV game that meant nothing. This was a game that meant something.
You don't even know who they played. You have no idea if they had anything to play for. So get out of here. They played the Lions, and I think you're right, but you didn't even know that.
If it was
important, don't try to act like you did.
If it was important, he wouldn't have played. Right?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
And he deserves recognition. I'm sure there's somebody that deserves recognition. So, yeah, you pick your historic neighbor's dog. I pick the historic my dog, and both are fine. The dog of the game. We'll get back to your calls with Tausch. Packers lose, but Tausch has the line that everybody should remember before you think of anything else. This game, everything is the context of what? On to, this is so good.
Chicago.
On to Chicago. It's going to be a long on to because that's going to be a couple weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know when, and not for sure that it's going to be the Bears, but it's looking very, very much like it, you know. And
if
it was
Buffalo beats Philly tomorrow, it's
over.
The Bears.
Yes.
Yep.
134.6, exactly the same. Oh, 136. So, yes, it was 1.4 better. Let's check to see if Flynn had any drop passes like Willis did. At that time, Willis had a perfect score, I believe, at 153.8. But, yeah.
Homer, right now, if we polled our fans, who do you want in 2 weeks? At Philly, at Chicago, or who gives a rip? We can't beat anybody. Who's winning that poll?
Chicago, big time.
Okay.
But I think it's good. You're going to use it for Wilde and Tausch?
I think
that's yours. You should do it for Wilde and Tausch tomorrow.
No, that's too. Well, we don't have a show on Sunday.
Oh, do you have one on Monday?
It's Saturday. Yeah, we have a show Monday.
Okay, you can use it Monday.
Yeah, some of us work during the holidays.
I don't.
Not everybody takes.
I don't.
I know. Good for you.
Well, no, I think everybody should take the time off. I don't think it makes any sense to work. People are doing other things. Well, people are listening, but they don't listen to me.
Let's be honest. That's a conversation for another day. I'm not going to have that with you right now.
Right. So you want to put it up? Will, you want to put it up? Tausch, you want to put that up? Yeah, it's a great choice.
Yeah.
You're on a roll. On to Chicago. Yeah. Next.
More Green Bay game night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Put a little wow in your winter at the 31st Annual Lake Geneva Winterfest and America's Snow Sculpting Invitational, January 28th through February 1st. Watch 15 top teams create breathtaking masterpieces in snow right before your very eyes. Enjoy bonfires on the beach, a kids' play area, live entertainment, and a sparkling downtown ice sculpture walk. Plan your Winterfest getaway at visitlakeggeneva.com. Lake Geneva, where it's always been the place for winter magic.
One of the best things about the holidays is going home and spending time with family and friends. One of the worst things, getting there. Holiday travel can be tough, especially driving. If you or a loved one needs help after an accident this holiday season, we're here for you. Our top-notch team of experienced professionals is available 24/7. Be safe this holiday season. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
Game days are here, and your car needs to look as ready as you do. Before you hit the stadium, surf to Tsunami Express Car Wash, the ultimate pre-game stop to roll in clean and confident. Our state-of-the-art tunnels treat, clean, protect, and dry every car to perfection. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we are wherever you need us. Sign up online, and your first wash is absolutely free. That's a $25 value on the house. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It is Green Day game afternoon, night, morning. The Packers lose to the Baltimore Ravens by a lot. And 307, the number to remember, because that's how many rushing yards the Baltimore Ravens had. But right now it's time for win or lose. You always need Tito's.
You do. Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc., crafted to be savored responsibly.
All right, let's get to Levi in Stevens Point. You're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly on to Chicago, but he says you can say whatever you want.
Hey, guys. And Homer, I want to say something to you after when I called in 2 weeks ago, you told me to shut up. I forgive you, man, because I forgot to say I forgive you when I got off the phone a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Homer.
Thank you.
Jerk.
Thank you, Levi. No, I was trying to help you. You start ripping on the Bears, and I said you're going to just calm down because I was worried they were going to win the game. I'm trying to help you, and you blame me. And actually, you didn't. Tausch did. That's okay.
I did.
I did serve the purpose because had you ripped the Bears, you would have had to pay for it because they did win the game, as painful as it was.
Yeah, I know. But I have something for Tausch if he could write down a note maybe for Jason Wilde for Monday's Wilde and Tausch or something. I just wanted to
sure. What do you got, Levi?
Favorite.
Absolutely.
Hope you get your paper down, too, before you go, Tausch, but I don't want to rush you because I know you have a busy schedule. But
yep.
My dad said earlier during the game that he thinks that Malik Willis looks like Michael Vick. I don't know if you agree with my dad on that or not, Taus.
No. Malik Willis has been
Sorry,
great.
Dad, he said
Michael
no.
Vick. Yeah, there you go. Tell your dad I don't agree. Michael Vick was. That's a whole. No. No. Malik Willis is fantastic today.
I know.
But yeah.
He did.
What else you got, Levi? Are you good with being on to Chicago? What's your vibes after tonight? Is it over?
I would not say it's over, but I know Chicago fans are really happy they won a division. Give props to them, but I'm not worried about the Bears.
Now, what is the definition of "is it over"? Just so I know,
like the
saying
season's
it's over.
Like in essence, we're cooked.
Yeah, I'll be happy with a playoff game, a playoff win over Chicago, but the ability to do anything of significance in the playoffs, over.
Well, I'm not worried about the Bears. I know they won the division, but I don't even care. Let them enjoy their moment, the Bear fans. So
really,
I still say they still
very nice.
I just well, it's just their night. Let them celebrate. I don't care, but it is what it is. But I still think that we'll play the Bears in the playoffs again. I really hope and believe that they'll beat them in Chicago, but we'll have to wait and see how many players will play or not. And I want to thank you guys so much. Every week you do this show, every Packer game. No, it's nice to talk to you every time I can, especially to you, Taus. You guys do such a fantastic job.
There you go, Homer.
Especially
Levi,
to
we
you,
appreciate
Taus.
you, man. Have a great New Year.
Levi,
and we're looking forward to
especially to you, Taus. Was there any particular point in that?
Yeah, to take a dig at you and to give me a compliment. That's perfect. That's exactly what Levi should do.
Take care, guys.
Well, I guess that clarifies it. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And now we get the final statement from Mark Tauscher because he stated appropriately, it is on to Chicago. Chicago is not a guarantee. Statistically, the chances of it are very large.
Very
and
high.
There will be a massive disappointment. Not only because it's Chicago, but to me, it's simply that I think they're the easiest team to play. And that's what's always important to me.
Yeah, I just think listening to Matt LaFleur's comments after the game, the disappointment.
Did he say even I was embarrassed with how soft we played or not?
He didn't say anything about soft, and it wasn't flat, but it was just they were humbled. I think he said he was humbled.
Ooh, that's good
tonight, and you should be, because 307 yards rushing, not being able to get off the field, not taking away an opponent's best player when their MVP quarterback isn't playing, was an incredibly big disappointment. But in the grand scheme of things, the best thing you can do here is just be optimistic moving forward, even though tonight gives you not a ton of hope that that's doable. So that's where I finish. It's a brutal day. You had the most yards rushing by an individual on the road at Lambeau Field history tonight with 216 yards, which is embarrassing. But the beautiful thing about sports, everybody will forget that if you can find a way to win a playoff game. And that's why I know we play at Minnesota next week, and we'll cover it, and we'll do what we do. But in my mind, and I think in everybody's minds, we're on to Chicago. And that is how I'll wrap this up.
Thanks, Tausch. People are waiting. Gary
See you
Ellerson
guys.
soon. Jason Wilde as well. You are next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 16-ounce selected varieties, Frito-Lay kettle or potato chips, Doritos, or rolled gold pretzels, 2 for $6. 8-pack or 64-ounce selected varieties, Mott's apple juice, 2 for $6. 8-ounce selected varieties, McCormick cocktail or tartar sauce, $2.29. 16-ounce selected varieties, Dots pretzels, $4.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
2 over the top.
Free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
The Packers lose 41-24. The last touchdown really didn't matter, but it was reflective of the overall performance. And 307, the rushing yards for the Baltimore Ravens, and what was it, 216 for Derrick Henry?
216.
Wow, wonder what the record was before then. We'll have to look that up. Chuck in New Jersey. Gary Ellerson coming up in a bit, and Jason Wilde as well. I steal from Mark Tauscher because it's perfect. On to Chicago, but he said I have to let you say anything because you're the callers, and you get to do that, I guess. Yes, Chuck.
You know what? I think tonight I'm confused.
I think that's what outside of disappointed. I think I'm confused.
What are you confused
I don't know
about?
what the
We're
game
here to
plan
help.
tonight was.
What?
What was the game plan? What I don't. We didn't
Oh, the
run the ball at all,
defensive game plan?
which I don't know.
Well, no, they didn't run the ball because the running game was poor and the other team was scoring. They appropriately adjusted because they threw the ball so well, and Willis ran the ball well. But, yes, they were not able to run the ball with Jacobs. I would assume part of that is Zach Tom being out. But the offensive adjustments, to me, were brilliant. The offense was great because Malik Willis was arguably the greatest backup quarterback performance in the history of the team, and he ran for 60 yards in addition to his nearly perfect passing game. They couldn't run, but they had to score, and they did it. The offense did everything other than the one snap off the helmet. So, I'm glad they changed it. Didn't keep trying to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and I also think, too, is that I give Malik Willis so much credit. I mean, it really is heartbreaking to watch this happen for the second week in a row. And, what I'm scared of is that once we get past this, and say if we do play the Bears, which I think we are going to play the Bears, I mean, I feel like some fans are just really confident. I'm not confident at all. Why would we be confident in something like this? Every week, the Packers, it's not other teams beating us. The Packers always beat the Packers. There's always something happening. It doesn't matter which way you dice it. Last week, a perfect example. So even with this week, defense can't stop anything, right? Now we go into and I think what I'm worried about is that when you have these guys on defense, ever since Michael went down, where's Rashawn Gary? Where's Lucas Van Ness? We have no pressure coming up front.
Excuse me, they weren't doing anything when Parsons was on the team. Van Ness was hurt.
Well, I mean, I feel like
he hasn't had a sack in how many
Van Ness
weeks?
Before he went out, was doing well.
Oh, yes, he did. But yeah, you would think that and Rashawn Gary hasn't had a sack in how many weeks now? What are we at? 10? Someone will look that up.
I mean, I don't think Homer, I'd be shocked if he was on the Packers next year. Honestly, knowing how the organization works. But either way, my bottom line is this: is that if we're going to be if we're going to go into Chicago, which onward to Chicago, I agree with Tauscher on that one. Onward to Chicago, what do we expect is going to be the outcome if the defense doesn't play up to snuff? Not even close to.
No, if the defense plays as bad as it did today, they're going to lose. That was, as Tausch said it, or I said it, that the worst thing about this game was, and going on to Chicago, if the defense is this bad against the run as it was today, they'll lose to the Bears. And the Bears don't have a running game as good as Baltimore, but it's been very good, probably close to as good the last half of the season. So, but you've had two games against the Bears that have been incredibly close, right? You would assume if they would play it again, it would be incredibly close, which I think is better than you would feel against any other playoff team that you have the potential to play. As a 7 seed, go ahead. Yeah,
I mean, I think my last point is this: is that I'm with Tauscher. I think that we got to.
Rashawn Gary has not had a sack since July 26th. Oh, October 26th. Sorry. So it's been a while. That would have been that was week 8. So it's been 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 games without one sack. But there's a reason. The way the trend they are going, and considering the trend they had last year, there's reason to not have much confidence in the Packers. I can't argue with that. I would agree with Toss that they can't be this bad.
You know what? We're on to Chicago. I'm trying to kind of, like I said, shower this feeling off of me. I think they will play better. But what I'm just scared of is that something's going to rear its ugly head because, again, it was the same thing with Chicago.
Now, here's how it works. Here's the other
Packers always
I'll help
end up
you on
beating
this.
the Packers.
It can rear its ugly head. Now, if you want either Goody or LaFleur or both to be gone, then you want it to rear its ugly head.
I don't, though.
Okay.
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't.
Well, no, that's good. I don't either. I'm willing to give him a little more time, but I don't know that I can defend my position very well because it has all played out exactly as I said, that he would be like Mariucci. He's too, I said soft, and now I say it's more, He's into smart, not being tough, and the team is reflective of that. And they had a good stretch earlier, and now they're struggling. So it'll be determined if they can figure it out and win a playoff game.
Yeah.
And the game against Minnesota
I really hope that we can get
means nothing other than kind of setting you feeling like the team is in a more positive foundation. They might be fragile enough that they need to beat Minnesota, or Minnesota doesn't matter. They'll get ready for their first playoff game. So your concern is justified.
When you lose 3 in a row.
Yeah.
When you lose 3 in a row, you got to beat Minnesota to kind of get a good taste in your mouth going to Chicago. You have to. I think that this game.
Yes. Other than that,
it's an important game for morale.
But I don't know. Look, if you were on the team, I don't know that it would have as big an effect as you're saying, because even if you lose, you still know Chicago. You played them twice. I don't care. They could lose to Minnesota by 30, and I think the team would still feel that they can beat Chicago, given the experiences of having played them twice and the matchup. But, there's always that possibility. They're just in a free fall. I don't think so, but as I like to say, it appropriate as to how much would I bet. So if you said, Homer, they're in a free fall, they're not going to win another game, as some people have texted or put on YouTube. Yeah, that's a reasonable position to hold. They could very easily lose the last game, not worried about it, and then lose their first playoff game, and then they're done with two seasons in a row, which would be bad finishes, which could have an impact on costing one or both of them their job. Probably LaFleur. I mean, it's hard to find fault with Goody, given that he brought Parsons. That's a huge addition that he gets credit for. So, all right.
And I think I would say, too, and last point, if I can, Homer.
Sure.
Is that if we were, I think that every Packers fan is that it would be an ideal situation for us to play the Bears first round, right? Now, I do think that I do think that if we were to play the Bears, we would win. But this defense they gotta find something here, because the past 3 games have been tough since Parsons went down. So I just really hope they find something here, and I kind of hope they catch that swagger back going into the game against Chicago.
Got it. Thanks. Well done. More with your calls, then Gary Ellerson, then Jason Wilde. Who knows how early in the morning this might go? Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. This season, the Bucs are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucs podcast, narrated by Bucs legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucs on the Bucs Plus audio network. Behind the Bucs is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Is mud calling a timeout on your ride? A Tsunami Express car wash membership is your winning play. Get unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums every visit, all for less than $1 a day. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including the newest spot in New Berlin, keeping your car in prime time condition is a total touchdown. Whether you're tailgating, heading to the stadium, or just cruising around town, make sure you roll up looking like a champ. Become a member today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 24 retired, honoring George Thompson. Too bad he didn't wear 40. He was Marquette's all-time leading scorer for 40 years, and he played only 3 seasons. Al McGuire said it best. Everything at Marquette changed after George Thompson, a high school superstar in the New York City area, came here. And years later, Shaka Smart added, for those that weren't around in 1969, George Thompson, the original Dwayne Wade. Your business is unique, and your health plan should be too. At United Healthcare, our group health plans are built for you and your employees. Whether you're running a small startup or managing a large enterprise, we offer solutions designed to fit your needs, your goals, and your budget. Explore your options today at uhc.com/Wisconsin. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 16-ounce selected varieties, Frito-Lay kettle or potato chips, Doritos, or rolled gold pretzels, 2 for $6. 8-pack or 64-ounce selected varieties, Mott's apple juice, 2 for $6. 8-ounce selected varieties, McCormick cocktail or tartar sauce, $2.29. 16-ounce selected varieties, Dots pretzels, $4.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
Too over the top. Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
The Packers have now lost 3 in a row. They lose 41-24. It was really like 34-24, and then they just let Derrick Henry get a final touchdown, get up to 216 yards, the most ever by an opponent running back in the history of Lambeau Field. I thought Walter Payton was up there. Somebody should check, see if he got close to that. It is now time, as we have Green Bay game night and then game morning in a half hour. We had Mark Tauscher, and his line was, on to Chicago, on to Chicago. It would appear most likely, because the game against Minnesota means nothing. The Packers are already locked in as a 7 seed, but it would appear likely that the Bears will be the 2 seed and the Packers will play them in the first round of the playoffs. So that's why the thought is on to Chicago. But that does not necessarily have to be the comment of Gary Ellerson, who now has his segment, which starts with his soliloquy. Gary Ellerson.
Hey, home team, how you doing, buddy?
I'm very sad. I believe that Malik Willis had one of the great performances, I believe arguably the greatest ever, by a backup quarterback, and it's all forgotten because how bad the defense was, and they lost the game, and so I feel sad about that. But I'm more curious what your soliloquy is.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Obviously, the defense didn't play well. It felt like they ran out of bodies. I mean, you're sitting there watching it. You're trying to figure out, okay, how many defensive linemen do they have dressed? Because, quite frankly, you didn't know if they had any left. And the guys that they did have left.
That's right. Riley blew his Achilles, so we saw that. You're right.
Right. And so now you're trying to figure out, okay, now it's Lucas Van Ness. You can't put him down anymore. You got to have to try to make him a defensive tackle or something like that. And Listen to me. It's one of those games where I think everything caught up with them. And what I mean by that, I think the loss to Chicago hurt them really bad, more than you think. And I think the loss of Micah Parsons, although that was like a couple games ago, I think really hurt them bad in this game. I think they finally realized that Micah Parsons is no longer there. And with all the injuries that they had to try to overcome, it was just too much. I mean, it was like a snowball going downhill, and they just really couldn't control it. And more than anything else, I feel like they got to flush all that. I think they got to try to figure out how to get a win. I mean, I think a win right now is most important for the Green Bay Packers more than anything else right now. They got to get a win.
There was a question about the defensive scheme. Like, let's see, they have this great running back, put 100 in the box, and make the quarterback who you know, because you know him isn't that good, make him beat you. Was the defense approach an issue for you?
I don't know if that was that's a good question. I don't think so, Homer. I just think Derrick Henry can do this to a lot of teams. You know, I mean, he's past his prime, but once in a while when they figure out to give him the football and he knows it's going to be all about him, I think he rose to the occasion, and that's what you saw. I have a tough time. We just weren't good enough. That's about all I can tell you. I mean, we just weren't good enough. I think
then
a lot hurt this team.
Another question is, they weren't good enough. Do you question their attitude in terms of they didn't seem like they cared enough or played hard? I mean, I thought they tackled horribly, but maybe they tackle horribly every week. Do you think there was an attitude issue given the game meant nothing as far as winning it and the playoffs?
No, they started looking around and trying to figure out who's going to make a play for them. And nobody did. That was probably disheartening. Nobody made a play. Who's going to be that guy defensively make a play on a consistent basis? And nobody came up with a big play. And they got to get back and try to find themselves now. And that's why I think this game more so than the other game, than the Chicago game, they came to find out that they really missed Michael Parsons. Okay. And they found out that they really missed Devontae Wyatt in this game here. And there was no one else. There's no one else to blame but themselves. I mean, they just didn't have it. No one really made a play when they had to defensively. I mean, when you start looking around, it's got to be like Xavier McKinney, Edgerrin Cooper, Quay Walker. Do you even know who's on their defensive line?
Well, we know Riley got hurt, blew his Achilles, and he's gone.
I mean, outside of Riley, but who are the other guys they play on the defensive line? Do we even know?
All right. Wooden.
That's my point.
Brooks.
That's my point. Yeah, that's my point.
Enikbare, Van Ness. How about that?
That's my point.
How'd they do?
You got to think about it.
Well, nobody did anything that you noticed. There were a couple of tackles there, but
right. But they don't have a name that automatically pop off for you. It's just they got like a bunch of guys that they got to figure out who can step up and make a play for them. They don't have that.
Has your attitude on the team changed? You've always said, I need to know more. I need to know more. Well, you know enough?
Well, Homer, it's just that they're so beat up.
All right. Yeah, I'd agree.
They're limping into the playoffs. They're just so beat up right now defensively. It's tough to judge a team when they don't have. Everybody keeps talking about this team that went to the Super Bowl that had a lot of guys out.
2010.
But I don't think. Yeah. Do you remember who's on that list?
Yes, I remember it because their defense was second best in the league in points given up, and they were missing some people that had been replaced by other people that were nearly as good. And you had somebody like Clay Matthews, and you had was still playing, and you had Charles Woodson, and you had who was the safety that got hurt, and so the stars, Nick Collins, Now, you don't have to tell me that Charles Woodson got hurt halfway through the Super Bowl. But my point was, they had the stars.
Correct. To me, and that's the difference.
Yes, totally.
To me, that's the difference. In this team, everybody's trying to compare that team. There's no comparison.
There's no defensive stars. McKinney, you hope is it. But...
Yes, that's it. That's all you got is him.
And I thought Cooper could be one, but he hasn't been one.
Nope.
It's not even...
They don't know where he is. Don't know where he is. Don't know where he is.
Thus, you would add, it is important, very important, to win at Minnesota to get some mojo back?
They need more of a win than they do to rest players. Because I know it's going to come in the next week. Should they rest players? No. They don't need to be resting anybody.
Let's start with the quarterback and Jordan Love. Tau said, and I would assume you would agree. You want Jordan Love back playing to get back in the groove, getting ready for the playoffs.
Got to have him.
Okay.
Got to have him. Need to have him. To me, it's all hands on deck. For me, got to have him.
Are you?
And they'll feel good about themselves. Now you're going to hear all this other talk about Malik Willis because you're going to hear people that want Malik Willis to start over.
No, they won't.
Jordan Love, but
they won't.
But that's not how they feel about it in the locker room. They just need their guys back.
Yeah, no, there's not going to be that. He just made himself a lot of money, and there are teams that are going to want him to be their starting quarterback next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's going to overpay him. That's okay.
And if something was happening to Jordan Love, then you would feel comfortable with Malik Willis playing because he was
correct.
He was so good today.
Really good.
How many tough third down plays he converted, and
really good.
Yeah, this should have been a win, and everybody talking about
stop nobody.
How great Malik Willis was as a backup, and all that he did and that he created. Unlike in Baltimore, you just had to hand the ball off to whoever's running the ball and watch him run.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have people waiting to talk to you. We have other questions.
Let's go.
Well, no, we're going to take a break and then get to it. Okay. Gary Ellerson is ready. He wants a win badly next week against Minnesota to get this team back on track. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
To get the mojo going. And he'll
get the
mojo back. Thus, you see this team as a little fragile. If it was a veteran team and they were, you would probably say it doesn't matter. They'll be ready for the playoffs.
Right.
This team needs
3 games. They've lost 3.
They've lost 3 in a row. Yep.
No, you got to get a win.
All right, there you go. Spoken by Gary
about
Ellerson.
resting players next week.
All right. Next.
No.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Time's running out. It's the final chance of 2025 to save big at the Last Call Savings Event. This month at Eunice, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on select new vehicles across multiple brands. Or take advantage of huge discounts and rebates on all new in-stock cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Thinking pre-owned? Check your local dealer website for a new selection of discounted pre-owned super specials and shop our group-wide inventory of over 700 pre-owned under 20 grand and over 300 under 10 grand. Plus, we have great service specials on brakes, brakes, tires, and oil changes. Hurry in. When 2025 ends, so do the savings. Start your search today at shopUnis.com. 0% APR financing for 60 months on select models with approved credit through OEM lenders. Not all buyers qualify. Rate set by lender with approval subject to buyer insurability. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 for $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, title, license, and $499 dealer service fee. Offer ends 1/5/26.
Whether you're hitting the road for the holidays or heading up north to see family and friends, make Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan your first stop. Just across the Wisconsin border, Higher Love offers award-winning, organically grown products that you can trust, plus new incense, apparel, and holiday-ready gifts. Fuel your trip, stock up for the season, and don't forget to grab a photo with Sasquatch while you're here. Your perfect holiday stop is waiting at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, ho, ho. So many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Night and Game Morning soon. Homer along with Gary Ellerson. They have been waiting. Mike is up to 98 minutes. Mike, we have said before, he's in the Dakotas. Specifically Fargo, if you want that much information. Mike, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hey, hello. Yeah, I left the game there a little while ago. I got a whole bunch of mini points to make here. Just try to let me get through them. Number one, on that fourth down play, you don't run behind Jordan Morgan. You know, you run behind your best offensive lineman. You don't run behind him to get that. That's the first thing. The second thing is I was at every game this year with the exception of the Bears game. And let me tell you, Malik, and I'm not – where I'm going here is with the passes that he throws were on time, were crisp, they were on time. And when I'm there with Love, when he's playing in some games, it's just like he has that hitch in his throw. It's like a half a second late. And if Love would have played today, we would have maybe had 10 points, 7 points. That's all we would have got.
I said this, and you may agree that I believe Malik Willis played as well in this game today as Jordan Love has ever played in any game.
Absolutely. For every game, I go to away games and all that. But the pass to Melton, the pass to, the outs to Watson, the outs to Golden.
The tough third down plays, the runs that he had, right. 60 yards.
Yep. Love can't do that. Anyway, Love has the arm, has everything, but he always is jumping or late with his throws. Ever since that Dallas, if he would do what he did with his Dallas games, because LaFleur has people that are open, you got to boom, boom, deliver that ball. Malik Willis did that. It's not hop, and then.
So you think Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback, right?
What I'm saying, Gary, what I'm saying is here tonight.
Because I disagree with you. I disagree with you. But you think Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback? Gary,
for the Packers, well, it's all about money based on.
Forget about money. You think Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, right?
Gary, let me tell you this. I've been at all these games.
Mike, you got to answer the question. Either yes or no. See, I would say no. I would still say Jordan Love is better, but that doesn't mean to take away. Who would you have as the starting quarterback?
Yes. Willis, because the receivers work harder for him.
That's what Gary's asking.
There's something.
Okay. Right.
There's something going on with the receivers and Willis and the receivers and Love. They seem to work harder for Malik Willis.
They work harder.
That's where I'm going.
Okay.
They get open. They work harder. The next thing is I can't. That's being live at the game. That's what I see. But the next thing I can't stand. I'm kind of going back and they do. The next thing is I cannot stand when we have like last year, the Baltimore, they were there. We practiced against them last year. And the year before, or a couple of years ago, the Patriots were there the year before. We played them. We barely beat them. I can't stand when teams get that extra knowledge, a whole practice session against us, and then they come in and do that.
But wait a minute. The Packers get the same knowledge of them.
That's true, but obviously, sure. But the thing about it is, it would seem like the defense, the players would be saying, "Hey, are we going to commit more to the run here? Let this other guy throw 8-7 yards."
That's the issue that was brought up earlier. Do you think that I asked Gary? Do you think the scheme was wrong against the run-oriented Baltimore offense without their star quarterback?
What scheme did you thought was wrong, Homer? What
they needed to have 20 in the box. They needed to be saying, the announcers without the game, look, it's clear Green Bay is committed to stopping the run. Whatever you do, you tell me how to do it, Gary, where whatever you put, you bring people up, you play, whatever, you're putting, as it's often said, more people in the box and risking that you will be beaten on the pass because you're way more worried about Derrick Henry, especially with how bad your run defense has been.
You didn't think they did that?
No, I did not. It's hard for me to believe if they did that and they still gave up this many yards, then it's hopeless.
Okay. I got
but I'll defer to you on that.
Points
all right, fire away.
Three more quick points.
Three more. Number one.
We had 8 home games this year, and next year we have 9. We had 8 home games this year. You can't lose 3 home games when you have 8.
All right.
You can't do it.
Excellent
number
point.
one.
Next point. Number two.
Number 2 is totally disagree with Gary. I would rest everybody for. I don't care if we beat the Vikings. It's on to. I'd rather play the Eagles because they have less weapons. The last time the Bears didn't have a doomsday and they didn't have that other, probably their best receiver playing in Chicago.
Okay.
They have more weapons than the Eagles. I'd rather play the Eagles.
Is that point
Number
2 or
2.
point 3? That's point 2. Eagles rather than the Bears.
2.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Number
Last
3.
point. I love Rashawn Gary. That one touchdown that they scored with that receiver scored in the end zone there with the ball. He was in for 2 plays and he was raising his hand because he was tired. I mean, You're the leader of the defense.
So you rather, hold on, your second point, you rather go into the playoff on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Absolutely. I'd rather have guys healthy, ready to go.
Okay.
And,
you'd rather have them healthy and fresh.
But I'm assuming you're saying that, Mike, partially because of all the injuries. Or am I wrong there?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Another point is that here's the point. When I played high school basketball, we always had a tough time beating this team. And finally, our coach says, we're not going to practice scheme against this team. We're done. We can beat those teams just playing basketball. We need to learn how to beat this team. Practice all week. 3 weeks in a row, because we're going to see them in the tournament. We got to beat this team. I wouldn't practice one iota for the Vikings. All I would do is game plan for the Bears and the Eagles.
Okay.
That's all I would do. And one last thing, I would have a package.
Thanks for your phone call. I got you.
What's your one last thing?
So I just want to go into, if we got a break, and if people are still listening.
They are.
So here's what I'm here. He wants Malik Willis to be starting quarterback over Jordan Love.
Correct.
And he'd rather go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak.
Resting everybody. Mm-hmm.
Rest everybody. Is that what we got?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got it. You heard it right. And he'd rather have the Eagles over the Bears.
Let's table that.
Okay.
Can we table that?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's table that.
All right, table that and get to it after the break.
Yeah, let's table that.
All right. Thanks for the call,
Mike.
Any
more phone callers?
Good. So we got thousands, millions. They're all waiting.
All right, let's table that. When they come on, I know people want to talk about what they want to talk about.
All right, so we're going to take the callers.
When they come on, Homer, the first thing you just answer this question for me. Those two, because those two questions to me are the biggest two questions going in to the Vikings game.
Resting or needing a win.
Resting or needing a win, and should Malik Willis be your starting quarterback?
Oh, for the Vikings game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right, we got it.
You feel like
that will be next with Gary Ellerson.
This is not even resting. This ain't about resting Love. This is about I want Malik Willis as my starting quarterback from here on. I table that, please.
All right, we got those two questions for all our callers waiting. Next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is kicking off their first tournament of the season with $1,000 in cash prizes. This is Gary Ellerson, inviting you to team up for a 2-man scramble at Paynes Valley. Play it on their spacious, state-of-the-art golf simulators. Sign up now at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. Just $120 per team, and you must finish your round by December 31st. This is their first of many winter tournaments. Keep an eye on their website. Take on Paynes Valley starts today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It is Gary Ellerson now on what will soon be Green Bay game morning. Packers lose 41-24. Baltimore got a late touchdown that didn't matter, but it's there.
It's there.
And do want to mention Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee has dozens of self-serve kiosks and over 2,000 square foot video wall, seating for over 200, full restaurant and bar, VIP deck, and more. You want to watch the Bears against the 49ers, you can't have a better place. The view, unbelievable. The screen, unbelievable. The food is good. The setup is great. It is a sports betting paradise, but I like to add it is a sports paradise. Bet above the rest. And Monday from 6 until 8, it'll be Gary Ellerson and Greg Matzik. You'll be there, right?
Damn right I'll be there.
Okay. I mean, it's holidays. People are changing and stuff, but you'll be there ready to go. You'll have
we got a show tomorrow. I mean, Monday. Yeah, we got.
You've calmed down a little bit. All right, let's see who we have.
We got to talk. We got to talk about whether Malik Willis should be the quarterback.
All right, well, we got Jim in Saukville. You're on Green Bay game morning with Gary Ellerson. And before you talk to Gary, he wants me to ask you, do you want the players rested against Minnesota because it doesn't have any impact? The Packers are a 7 seed. Or do you want to play them because of need a win?
I really don't give a darn, but
okay.
I definitely I fall closer on the side of playing them.
Okay.
Because after this game.
Question two. Who would be your starting quarterback? Who will be your starting quarterback? Would it be Malik Willis or Jordan Love? If both are available for the Viking game, who starts?
Again, I got to be honest. I truly don't give a darn. I don't think it has anything. Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with what I saw tonight. Listen, this is what I'm saying. They can only redeem themselves in the playoffs, but if they don't, the last game in this for me suggests that this is a problem not solved with draft choices or free agency. And I sense your conversation, the tone of you, Tauscher's and Homer's comments this evening was sort of avoiding that reality, given that and the fact that did we not create a window? Did we not create a window given the amount of money and draft choices we invested in? So 2 things. Do we not have a window? And does this not raise the idea that we can't solve this problem with draft choices and free agency? And I think you know what that implies.
Well, there's no reason that you think they need a change in coach.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
All right. So you would you?
Is that too straightforward?
No, that's not a problem at all.
Why don't you just say it? So
yeah, I think the problem is they need a new coach.
Hold on, Homer. So I've only been on not so long. So let me get this straight because I want to add all this stuff up. So Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback, and we should go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak, and we should fire Matt LaFleur. Those are 3 things I've heard so far?
Gary, I am not going to lump the question or merge those 2 questions together. I think those are vastly different questions, don't you? Whether Malik starts,
no, I don't. I don't think they're vast.
And firing the coach.
No, they're not vast. Here's why they're not vast: because they're all like part of the head of the snake. Because your quarterback is part of the head of the snake. If you got a 3-headed snake, so is your head coach. That's part of it. And your team is not playing well, so you want to go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. I mean, to me, that's unheard of. But you didn't say that, obviously. I'm just taking in of what people are calling in and saying right now. I want you folks, as you guys are listening to us on the radio, because everybody's got their own thing, what they want to talk about. Fine, 100%. I agree with that. But I want to take all your phone calls in and what you're saying and hear what Homer and I are saying and stack it up and see what is happening right now to the Packer fan base.
Well, Gary, I just think with Jim, it's real simple. Nothing matters other than one thing. The coach isn't any good, and all these things are never going to be resolved until you get a different coach. And so none of them mean diddly.
Okay, so
now, am I right, Jim? Have I presented your position?
Thank you for asking. That is if our goal is to get to the Super Bowl, and that's the only way I'm approaching this.
Very good, Jim. Thanks for the call. That's
fine.
Good. All right, Gary, take it from there.
But you can't have it both ways, Packer fans, because if you say you want Malik Willis to be the starting quarterback, who developed him?
That would be LaFleur. However, I want to make it clear, I can't speak for the other ones. Who was the last caller? Doesn't care about all the quarterbacks and all that stuff. He'll take the new coach because all things considered, they'll be better.
Fine. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, Malik Willis was a nothing.
Yes. Look what LaFleur
in Green Bay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Homer.
No, you're saying it. I agree. LaFleur deserves all the credit. People have seen this guy play before. He owes everything to LaFleur. 150%. Right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. You can't have it both ways.
Right. And he doesn't want to have it both ways. He's willing to give him credit for LaFleur, credit for Willis, but says in the big picture of getting to the Super Bowl, that ain't enough to get you to the Super Bowl. And the things you need to get to the Super Bowl from a head coach, you're not going to ever get from LaFleur. I mean, I fundamentally said the same, that he was Mariucci from the beginning. He'll never get it. He's just a nice guy, and there's not enough there. And it has played out exactly that way, but he could still prove me wrong.
And you may not be necessarily wrong, but I give you the flip side of that. That's what the same things they thought about Tony Dungy in Tampa.
That's true, yes. Yep.
And Tony Dungy leaves Tampa, goes to Indianapolis. And who goes to Tampa?
Gruden.
Was that
Gruden, and he wins the Super Bowl right away.
Right.
But Tony won one as well in Indianapolis.
Yeah. And Marty Schottenheimer won 1,000 games too and never got there.
And never got there, yes.
Reason why Philadelphia got rid of Andy Reid, because he couldn't win one in Philly.
Correct. Got close. Needed a slightly better quarterback, or he needed a historically great quarterback, or.
But when you make those kind of moves, you better make sure you have the guy.
And your point, which I think
if you do your research, when they got rid of Andy Reid in Philly, who was the next head coach?
I don't know. I don't think it was Doug Peterson.
Was it the dude from Oregon?
Oh, Kelly?
Chip Kelly.
Yeah, it might have been. It didn't go well.
Didn't go well.
But eventually it went well. They won a couple Super Bowls.
Well, they took a step back.
They did. But since Andy Reid, they've won. But, yeah.
No, Tampa Bay did not. Tampa Bay did not take a step back, obviously.
Correct.
Because they had players. They had studs. I mean, they had guys all over the doggone place there. But then Tony Dungy proved himself. He goes to Indy, and he wins it in Indy.
Yes.
You got to make sure you got it right.
No, and LaFleur's a good coach. No one can argue that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and if the Packers got rid of him, he'd have a chance to go somewhere else and succeed. You mentioned some that have. Mariucci is one that didn't.
No.
So, but yeah.
Mark Schottenheimer, you can go on and on.
Yes. You've picked.
I mean, I can go way back to Eric Coryell.
That's correct. Good.
Folks may not know him, though.
Yeah, but it's the same premise. A successful coach who never won a Super Bowl. Seems like Coryell may have gotten to one, but maybe he didn't even get to one. I thought they got to one and got killed, but maybe that was after he
Andy
left.
Reid got to a Super Bowl.
Yes,
they
with Philly. They didn't win it. Yep, after they brought in the wide receiver. Crazy guy. All right, let's get Larry in California. Larry, a long-time listener.
Table the question.
What?
Table the question.
I will. I'll table the questions. All right, Larry, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Would you rather all the players play to win and in the losing streak, or would you rest everybody in the Viking game?
No, they got to all play. I don't give a crap. They got to all play.
All right. And two, assuming both are healthy against the Vikings, who would be your starting quarterback, Jordan Love or Malik Willis?
Malik Willis. He has the legs to run. Jordan does not, and I've said that all season long, and that's the way it's going to be because I want to get Matt LaFleur, I want to get him out of there as the coach of the Packers. I've been saying this for almost 2 seasons.
I should have asked that. Hold on, Larry. Hold on, Larry. Larry, we'll get back to you, but I have to check with Gary. So, Gary, do I now have 3 questions I need to ask?
You got 3, yes,
you
got 3
do
questions.
You want LaFleur fired.
But Larry got
just
it.
answered the third.
Larry got it.
Okay, Larry, you and Gary can take it from here. I'm resting. I did my job.
No,
take it away.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I agree with Gary's point of view of the Packers for the last 2 years, pretty much. We don't really disagree on things that have to do with the Green Bay Packers, but this has got to stop because the Packers are too good of an organization to be sitting on the outside looking in, and that's what's going on right now with the Packers. And they're going to lose to Chicago. I told you 3 weeks ago after the Denver loss that they weren't going to win one more game, and that so far I am true to the form. They are not going to win any more games. This is it. Their team is finished, and I'm a diehard Packer fan, but I'm a realistic person, and I know what I see out there. And there's just no way these guys are ready to pack their bags and go on winter vacation. They've had enough of this. I can tell you, they're not playing for the coach. They're not playing for their jobs. They just want to get out of Green Bay. That's it.
Gary, do you agree with any of that?
I love it. I love it.
How about your response, though?
Well,
do you think the players are trying, or do you think they've packed it in?
Yes, they are trying. But what people don't understand, and I can't make you guys understand, is the dynamic of the team which they have to overcome. You guys don't get the Micah Parsons trade was a huge deal. I mean, they had dudes damn near crying in the locker room after that guy went out. And then they go to Chicago, or they go to Chicago with this thing in mind that they can do it for Micah Parsons and they can overcome it, and then absolutely gave the game away. And then I just think it's the Micah Parsons effect and all the injuries that have occurred to this team, that where it just snowballed for them tonight, and they just couldn't stop it. It was almost like Homer, where you just have all this frustration pent up inside you, or all this emotion, and it all came out tonight, and there was nothing they could do about it. Not a damn thing.
And it doesn't reflect any other game or night other than this one.
It's one day you're sitting in the room, and after you lose your dog, you're sitting in the room and you look in the room and you see all the dog toys, and it finally hits you that you lost your dog. And I don't want to, I hate to use the parallel.
That's why the win is so important, because they need to learn that they can win without
They need to learn that thank you, Homer. Right. They need to learn that they can win. They thought they could before in Chicago. You saw it.
Yeah.
What we saw against Chicago, and I'm being straight 100 with you, what we saw in Chicago is not what we saw tonight.
Explain the difference.
Agree or disagree?
No, explain the difference. I'm going to agree, but I want to explain the difference.
It just felt like they didn't have an answer. Like they were looking around for a dude to make plays.
So in Chicago, they had an answer. They just blew it.
Yes, against Chicago, they all had answers, whether it be.
And now you're wondering if they can ever find answers until they win without Parsons.
Well, they're searching. They are searching for answers right now. And for all you folks who want to believe that Malik Willis is the guy, in that locker room, I don't believe that they feel that way. In the locker room, they feel, hey, if Jordan Love goes down, we may be able to win a game with Malik. If Malik Willis got to start a game, we may be able to win. I don't think they 100% believe that they can win a playoff game or a championship with Malik. But they most certainly believe they can win games with Malik.
Perfectly stated. We will break and get another call or two. I'll make sure to ask the proper 3 questions. And then Gary.
You got 3 of them. Lay them out there, Homer.
Yeah, we got to lay them out. Do you want to play everybody or rest everybody against the Vikings? Who do you want to play at quarterback? And do you want LaFleur fired? I should probably lead with that, because that's bigger than even this one game, right? So I'll lead with that.
It is, yeah.
Homer here for Window Nation. They have a 90% customer satisfaction, which is huge. It's nice that I like them, but better that the customers do. This month, Window Nation puts an end to your window problems. And remember, Window Nation, right now. They can do it right now. You can't believe how quickly they can do it. You think this time of year. No, they can get it done not now, but right now. And you'll save big, too. 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0 interest for 5 years. Sale ends soon, so schedule your free estimate right now at windownation.com. Windownation.com right now. More Gary Ellerson and my 3 questions next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years on windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 16-ounce selected varieties, Frito-Lay kettle or potato chips, Doritos, or rolled gold pretzels, 2 for $6. 8-pack or 64-ounce selected varieties, Mott's apple juice, 2 for $6. 8-ounce selected varieties, McCormick cocktail or tartar sauce, $2.29. 16-ounce selected varieties, Dots pretzels, $4.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
2 over the top.
Free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/gift cards.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
It is now officially Green Bay game morning. Homer along with Gary Ellerson. We go to Mike in Honolulu. Mike, you're on Green Bay game morning. Good morning to you. Are you there, Mike? I know you are. Probably a slight delay all the way to Honolulu. Mike, millions are listening.
Millions.
I don't know.
I didn't realize I was still on mute. My bad.
All right, no problem. Now, before you talk to Gary, I'm required to ask you 3 questions. You ready, Mike?
Let's do it.
Do you want LaFleur fired? Yes or no?
Want? No. But we need to be open to it.
All right. 2, for the upcoming game against the Vikings, do you want all the players to play to get a win and get back on track, or do you want to rest everybody because the game isn't necessary for any purpose? They're a 7th seed, and get them rested for the playoff game? Which?
Rest no one. Bring out the gendarmes.
And lastly,
if for no other reason than to show that we are a serious organization, bring them out.
Ooh. And lastly, given that both are healthy for the Vikings, who do you want as your starting quarterback? Jordan Love or Malik Willis?
All my respect to Malik. Love Malik. Get flipping serious. Jordan Love.
And now, Gary Ellerson, continue as you wish with Mike. My job is done.
Okay, Mike, what you got? Now you answer the questions. What you got? Let it go.
Well, here's the deal. I called in last week to Strofe, and my message to everybody listening was, hey, chillax. We're going to be okay. And now my message is still chillax, but I realized I was right about the message but wrong about the reason. We all need to chillax because the patient is dead on the table. It's time to make our plans for next year.
What's that? What translate?
What we saw from the defense today, forget it, man. Like, if we're going to be that soft against the run, we're not going anywhere anyway. This is going to be yet another example of make the playoffs, sneak into the recently made available 7th seed that wasn't there a few years ago but now is, and show up, get beat, and move on to next year and figure it out without a first-round pick. Sorry to say it.
Does that mean you want LaFleur fired? Because it sounds like that's an issue of the coach or GM. I'm not sure which you're in.
Well, that's the deal is what I'm watching. I'm watching a game that having watched hundreds of these games that I know is functionally over. What I'm watching for is how the players respond, what kind of fire they show or they don't show. I realized the loss of Micah was I was going to say a gut punch. Forget it. It's more like a bullet to the head. It's something that is almost impossible to get over. I get that part. What I want to see is what they put out there. And it looks like they folded their 10th. I was very proud of the effort that they put out last week, and that gave me hope because they could have folded their 10th, but they didn't. I kind of sort of saw that this week. Now, I'll be very curious to see what comes out of next week because I think they need to go out there and show, hey, this ain't no Mickey Mouse organization. You know, we're still proud. We're still good. But I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So that's going to bring to the table what we look at. I hate to say it, I'm already looking toward next offseason. And the most interesting thing to me is Ed Policy. We don't know what is on Ed Policy's mind, what his philosophy is, what his approach is, what his thought process is. And these guys are both on, these, we don't want lame ducks kind of, we'll give you an extension because of that. I'm very curious to see what comes out of next week and the playoff game. It's going to tell me a lot. I mean, it's going to tell me nothing because I don't live in Ed Policy's head. But it's going to give me a lot to chew on in the meantime, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
And that applies to both LaFleur and Gutekunst, both. Because, I mean, sorry, we haven't won a title in 15 years, but this is still Title Town. That's the expectation here. This is not first round and we're out town. And it seems like that's what we've gotten used to around here.
All right, Gary?
Well, I just don't see them getting rid of Matt LaFleur or Goody next year. Now they could be on a one-year deal, but I don't see them. I don't see Policy moving on for them next year. That's not happening.
Because
I think that's too drastic for an organization like the Green Bay Packers.
And given the level of success they've had, even if it's not
right
as high as you would want.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Okay.
That's too drastic.
Because Jason Wilde is coming up in a bit, and we're going to, of course, get your final epilogue, I think it's to be called. But we have Brennan from Fond du Lac. I don't know how old Brennan is, but I thought he needs to get a little time with Gary Ellerson. Brennan, good morning.
Yep, good morning to you. I'm in 6th grade, and I play tackle football.
Shouldn't you be asleep?
Go ahead. What?
Shouldn't you be asleep? It's midnight. It's 12:30.
You kept me awake, because it was my first Packer game today, and I wanted to hear what you guys were saying.
You were at the game.
Awesome.
Yeah. You are with Gary Ellerson. You probably don't know this, Brennan, because you're too young. He was a spectacular high school, college player at Wisconsin, and he played for the Green Bay Packers. So you now can ask him whatever you want or comment, and he will respond. Take it away, Brennan.
What do you think about the play calls today, especially the one when it was 4th and 1 and they went in shotgun for like a halfback draw?
Didn't like it. But although Matt LaFleur has been doing it,
what? I lost you.
I know. We lost him too, Brennan. We're going to wait. We are not finishing this call. The man in charge, Will, is going to call Gary and get him back. Did you have another question about the game?
Yeah. I also it was troubling me. How did they not get the run game going?
Hold on. We now have Gary back. Brennan, ask the question again.
Your first question.
Brennan,
my question was...
Brennan, who's giving you advice? Hold on. Who's giving you advice in the background? Who is that?
My mom.
All right, you tell your mom.
That's my mom.
You tell your mom you're doing fine. You don't need her help. Tell her.
I'm doing fine. I don't need your help.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Brennan, keep going. What was your second question? You asked about the play call, and then you had another question Gary didn't hear. Give it to us again.
What was troubling the Packers getting the run game going?
Well, because they got behind so quickly, they felt like they had to throw the football. So they abandoned the run game altogether because they knew that the Ravens was going to run it and their opportunity for possessions was going to be limited. So every possessions that they had, they felt like they had to score a touchdown.
And it worked. I would say it worked, wouldn't you?
Yeah, therefore no run game.
All right, Brennan, you get one more. Then you got to go to bed.
All right. I was also thinking of why they couldn't stop Derrick Henry. Like, it almost looked like they were selling out from the pass from Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, great question. Handle this one, Gary. Why the hell couldn't they stop the run?
Yeah, well, they didn't have enough guys. They ran out of bodies up front. And just so you know, Derrick Henry's from the state of Florida. And when he came out of high school, Derrick Henry had been the best football player that I had ever seen in the state of Florida coming out of high school. Better than Tim Tebow. You probably know who Tim Tebow is.
Better than Emmitt Smith. Didn't Emmitt Smith come from Florida?
Better than Emmitt. Yeah, he's better than Emmitt. He is the best in the history of high school football players in the state of Florida.
And I wanted to get Brennan. We're going to have to let you go, but you did a great job. You didn't need your mom's help.
Homer, real quick. Is it Brendan?
Brennan, I think. Brennan, I think, maybe.
Is he still there?
He's still there.
Where is your mom there? Is your mom there?
Yep. Yeah, she's here.
Put your mom on the phone.
Let me hear.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
All right, Mom, what question you got?
What question do I got? I don't necessarily have a question, but I don't think LaFleur should be fired. And two, I'm kind of leaning towards Malik Wilson.
Malik Willis.
There we go.
And you know one thing, Heather, Brandon? Mom, you got a great kid. And one day when he's famous, he can say, I was on a show at 12:30 in the morning. That was the start.
That was awesome. Thanks for hanging in there. He's been on hold for a little bit. He fell asleep, but we woke him up.
All right. Well, thank you for allowing it to happen. Not every parent would do that. All right, Gary. Now your epilogue before we break and then bring on Jason Wilde.
All right, here's the epilogue, home team. In my heart, I truly feel that Jordan Love is your starting quarterback. We stop with the nonsense on Malik Willis. I love him for a backup. Great. The guys feel like they can win with him, and I feel the same way. Matt LaFleur, you better have a replacement for him when you come in. You need to know who you're going to hire and who that guy is. It can't be some random dude that's going to set you back, and then Jordan Love now got to learn stuff all over again. So you got to know what it is. You got to win the last game of the year. You can't rest players. I think the Packers' psyche is pretty fragile right now. They need to figure out how to win the game, and they need to figure out in the locker room who them dudes are. Them dudes are, I mean, like who the Michael Parsons are, who the dudes are going to make plays. I would have said defensively is Xavier McKinney, but he hasn't looked the greatest this year, has dropped a couple of interceptions. So they need to get that all figured out. And it's not going to be one guy that takes the Michael Parsons place. It's going to be a lot of guys. We need to get back to that. And we saw that against the Chicago Bears. So, which gives me belief, if we got to go play Chicago, we can beat them. We can beat anybody in the NFC. The NFC is not like it was a couple years ago when you go, oh, my God, the Eagles, they're the best team in the NFC. Nobody can beat them. The NFC, to me, is wide open, and the Packers can beat anybody in the NFC.
And that is your Gary Ellerson epilogue. And they don't know and haven't figured out yet how to win without Micah Parsons. That's
correct.
That's why they got to beat Minnesota. Thanks, Gary.
All right, buddy.
Gary Ellerson, and again, it's Sunday. It's Saturday night, so it'll still be Monday. Monday, 6 to 8, Gary Ellerson and Greg Matzik at Potawatomi. Jason Wilde, next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Put a little wow in your winter at the 31st Annual Lake Geneva Winterfest and America's Snow Sculpting Invitational, January 28th through February 1st. Watch 15 top teams create breathtaking masterpieces in snow right before your very eyes. Enjoy bonfires on the beach, a kids' play area, live entertainment, and a sparkling downtown ice sculpture walk. Plan your Winterfest getaway at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, where it's always been the place for winter magic.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime.
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, visit the Pella site. And to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply. 12/31/2025.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, like before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It is Green Bay Game Night, now game morning. Homer. First it was Mark Tauscher, then it was Gary Ellerson, and now it is Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason.
Hello, Homer.
So what did you learn from everyone after the game of note, given the historic defensive performance? It gave up a record 216 yards to a runner, and they gave up 307 in the game.
Yeah, I think Javon Bullard said it best, that they have to figure this out quick or their asses will be right back in Green Bay after the wild card round. I think it's easy to forget that they are in the playoffs, and this was horrible defensively. They've had some moments in the run game defensively this season, right? We saw Rico Dowdle for Carolina do it.
Bears.
Honestly, although I still would maintain that the Bears didn't run the ball nearly as well as they did against other teams. And while it wasn't good enough, it wasn't what we saw tonight. I think the Vikings game, the first Vikings game, I thought Aaron Jones and Mason were both running the ball really well until they fell behind. And then obviously they had to give the ball to J.J. McCarthy, which was not a great scenario for them. But, yeah, there's no sugarcoating it. They were, again, I can't use some of the language that Javon Bullard used, but they were terrible.
How did it happen? What did he say?
Well, by the way, I mean, the guy that it happened against is one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. He's not a nobody.
Right, but they have nobody at quarterback. All you have to do is, more than anything else, try to stop Derrick Henry. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, and they did it a few years ago, if you remember, when he was still with the Titans. And then they watched as Ryan Tannehill lit him up for 336 passing yards. It was a Thursday night game. And, yeah, they managed to shut him down. Look, they don't – Rashawn Gary's not very good. Micah Parsons is out. Kenny Clark plays for the Cowboys. Devontae Wyatt is out. They signed a guy named Jordan Riley who played at Oregon, and he blew out his Achilles. Quentin Bohanna, who they also played out there, is – I don't even know if he qualifies as just a guy. I mean, he was on a practice squad somewhere. Colby Wooden is a fine player if you're playing him rotationally. Same with Carl Brooks, but they're not like they are who they are. They're day 3 picks who are good snap eating guys. They don't have a lot of great run defenders. And the one thing that, to your point, the Ravens wanted to do and were capable of doing was running the football. Their offensive line's really good. It's one of the few things they have going for them this season in a year that's been pretty much lost for them. They also had a hell of a motivation to come in and win because they're still fighting for a playoff berth. But there's no excuse, even against a great running back, to give up 216 and 4 touchdowns. And according to Lucas Van Ness, after the game, Kingsley and Egbare, who I thought continues to be probably their best defensive end, said in the locker room that he thought there were guys that didn't give it their all, which I thought it was interesting that Lucas told us that. So that's a problem. I don't like to trash guys, but I sure see a guy that got a $96 million contract jogging off the field a lot and coming out of the game. And that line about being not a high snap count guy, like, I don't know, man. That's hard for me to understand. But I disagreed with Matt LaFleur on something, and he acknowledged that my point was valid. I mean, as bad as they were defensively against the run, and they were bad. There's no two ways about it. Malik Willis has that second touchdown run. They get a stop, right? Egbare drops Derrick Henry for a 5-yard loss instead of 3rd and 14. They get the stop. They force the only punt of the game. The Packers offense takes it in and goes and scores a touchdown, cuts it to 27-24.
Yep.
And then they have the Ravens at 3rd and 5 on their own 20-yard line.
Yes, they did. 9 yards and for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and then what happens the next play? He runs for 30. Yep. And that was when it was over. And so, look, I don't think as good as impressive as I think the Bears backs were to see in person the 2 times I've seen them. I don't think either one of them is Derrick Henry. But I don't know how they're going to improve stopping the run. Like, on the bright side, maybe this prevents Jeff Hafley from getting a head coaching job. But, it was bad. It was putrid. And what bothers me about it is that I thought Matt LaFleur and I thought Malik Willis were phenomenal. I thought Malik Willis was absolutely magnificent. And I love the fact that Matt LaFleur, who now knows Malik Willis, even though he barely practiced all week, right? They had a jog through on Tuesday. He missed Wednesday's practice with this flu bug, and then he practiced on a limited basis on Thursday. Even though he barely practiced, Matt LaFleur said, look, we're going to have an opportunity to throw on these guys. We got to do it. And so it could not have been a more different approach than the approach he took in week 2 last season when Malik Willis had been here for all of 2.5 weeks and he had to start a game. And Malik Willis rose to the occasion. You always talk about great performances that are lost to history because of how the game turns out. I don't think it's going to be lost to history when it comes to free agency time for Malik Willis. But, like, the story of the game, as great as he was, is not him because they lost and their run defense was so terrible.
Yeah, I think it was arguably the greatest performance ever by a backup quarterback in Packer history in a meaningful game.
Yeah, if you add that last sentence, I will give it to you because Matt Flynn threw for 480 yards and 6 touchdowns in the 2011
and his quarterback rating was about the same as I mean, Jordan Love missed 3 passes and 1 was dropped, and he ran for 60 yards. And how many big third down plays? Yeah, it's the saddest part. I agree with you because we should all be talking about this incredible performance that was necessary for the Packers to win. And, yes, he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL next season and should get a chance to do that. And it's all forgotten because they just couldn't stop other than when the Ravens had their best field position, they couldn't stop them. They preferred a 75-yard drive.
Right. I mean, they put themselves like there were 3 crucial moments, right? There's the 4th down failure. They give them the ball. They hold them to a field goal.
Yep.
There's the
fumble.
There's the snap. There's the snap that, Sean Ryan is one of our more reliable interviewees, and he refused to talk tonight. As well he should, because he snapped the ball off of Malik Willis'
Right, but he could easily say he just messed up. It happens. We just never see it hit the helmet. Usually it hits the hand of the quarterback.
Well, the problem, the reason it hit him in the face is because he was touching the side of his helmet to say
set the play.
That it was a can play, to change the play. He hadn't even started his cadence. So, I mean, look, in defense of Sean Ryan, it's a different quarterback, but he just flat out screwed up. Just not to the degree that the run defense did, but he screwed up. Right. Fine. But those two instances, they hold the Ravens to field goals, right? Yep. So instead of it being 28-7, it's 20-7.
They're still in the game.
Then, so they keep themselves in the game, but to me, it's Malik Willis's performance that won't get talked about. I will talk about it because I'm talking about it now, and I'm going to focus on it in my game story. But for as putrid as they were, that was the ball game. They needed to get one stop, and then maybe they got a shot. And instead, it just gets away from them. And I think this is. I understand there's going to be people that are trashing LaFleur and whatever else. I get that. I still would argue, and look, I've told you from the moment they lost Tucker Kraft, but really after they lost Micah Parsons, I did not see them as a Super Bowl contender thereafter. But do I still think, and I know this sounds crazy based on what we saw tonight defensively, but do I still think they can go down to Chicago and beat them if they're the 2 seed? I do. I don't think they can get much farther than that.
I'm in that club. I agree.
I don't think it's over. So to me, what this is about now is how do you manage the final week and how do you get your guys back? Because they rightfully are embarrassed. And if it's true, as Kingsley and Egbari apparently said in the locker room, that he felt there were some guys that quit, then those guys better get their you-know-what together. Because they are in the playoffs. It's easy to forget that tonight. And that was kind of the way the press conference with LaFleur ended. Because I said, look, I get this sucks, but you have to regroup. It's not, we'll play out the string on Sunday in Minneapolis and then we'll go our separate ways. You're in the tournament. You have a chance. So I'm very curious to see how they rebound. I also am very curious because LaFleur was non-committal about this. But if Jordan clears the concussion protocol, do you play him against the Vikings or not?
That was a question that Gary Ellerson asked me to ask everyone, and his view was they desperately need a win because he thinks they haven't figured out how to win without Micah Parsons. Yes, I would play Jordan Love because it would help solve that, and I think he can probably benefit from playing.
Yeah.
And I can take him out at any point I want to because I have that much faith in my backup.
Sure, because I don't think this is the only thing I would say is it's about the message it sends by playing Love and how you're approaching that game. It's not that he needs the work or whatever else. Like, to me, this is all about, do you go into Minnesota knowing that you're facing, like, I don't know if J.J. McCarthy's going to play or not. His hand did not miraculously heal. That Max Brosner guy is terrible. Like, you know what they're going to do. You saw what they did against the Lions. Like, you're facing the same thing. Your defense better damn well rise to the occasion there.
Yep.
So, but Gary's right. They have to win a game. They've lost 3 in a row now, and they just have to remind themselves that they're not as god-awful of a team as they currently feel tonight.
All right, the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, the post-game injury report is, again, from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. And there was certainly one point with Haddon where everybody acted like they were very, very worried.
Yeah, it appeared that his foot was pointed the wrong direction. So that would be bad. But on the injury front, to answer your question there, it's been a while since I've seen things go that sideways for a team and have that many guys hurt. So it started with Zane Anderson in the first quarter. He suffered an ankle injury, and he was ruled out pretty quickly, which is never a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Jordan Riley, the guy I mentioned earlier, who
Achilles.
He's a big dude. He helps your run defense some. He's played in the league. They claimed him off waivers from the Giants. He ruptured his Achilles, so that happened in the second quarter. Then you lose Nate Hobbs, which I'm not going to make jokes about a guy who gets hurt, but it was not catastrophic for their defense to lose him. But he hurts his knee. He doesn't return. Then Dontavion Wicks has a concussion. He doesn't return. And then, as you mentioned, Kamal Haddon's injury was very troubling. So, I mean, that's a lot of losses in one game. And again, while none of them are of Micah Parsons' level of accomplishments, that affects your psyche too as a team, right? When you see, guys that, like, Kamal Haddon is really well liked in that locker room. Like, he's one of the dudes, and to see him in that kind of a compromised injury situation was not great. So it was bad. Again, I saw Jordan Love in the locker room. He's not allowed to talk to us, but again, Matt LaFleur was not specific about what kept him from clearing the concussion protocol, but he sure seemed like himself. And I don't know what I would be surprised. I was very surprised that he didn't get through the concussion protocol to play tonight. So I will be even more surprised if he's not cleared to play next week. Whether or not he actually plays, that's another matter.
And lastly, anything from LaFleur, his explanation or his thought on Minnesota, or Tausch says it's on to Chicago, with an understanding about the game with the Vikings. But did LaFleur give you any insight into what bothered him the most, or what, given the game really didn't matter in the big picture?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to be kicking themselves tomorrow night, though, if the 49ers beat the Bears.
True. That's right.
Like, they're going to be I mean, it mattered now. It just didn't look like it did based on the outcome. But because I still believe, like, I also think the Lions, maybe those guys mail it in, but we saw what they did under Dan Campbell in 2022 when they had nothing to play for. The Packers win and they're into the playoffs. Like, I wouldn't put it past them to beat the Bears either. So my point is that, I think LaFleur understands, like, look, like, if you had told me that Jeff Hafley's defense, which we're all talking about him as a head coaching candidate and everything else, if you would have told me that that was going to be what happened tonight, I would not have believed you. I did not think they were going to lose tonight. And I certainly didn't think that Derrick Henry, and you always hear the old saying about the other guys get paid too. Like, Derrick Henry was really pissed off about last Sunday night. Like, they kept him out of the game for a while. And I think he and his offensive linemen were extremely motivated tonight. And there is value in that. And there's also value in momentum. And they had all the momentum for almost all of the night until the moment we talked about. And that was the Packers' chance. And they squandered it.
3rd and 5. Baltimore at their own 20.
Yep.
Yeah. Depending on what happens, yes, there will be the ability to go back and look. Wow, I guess it could have meant something, and didn't. All right, thanks, Jason, for the early morning visit.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. We're just about done with Green Bay game night and game morning. Will has his final thoughts. That closes the show. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Game days are here, and your car needs to look as ready as you do. Before you hit the stadium, surf to Tsunami Express Car Wash, the ultimate pre-game stop to roll in clean and confident. Our state-of-the-art tunnels treat, clean, protect, and dry every car to perfection. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we are wherever you need us. Sign up online, and your first wash is absolutely free. That's a $25 value on the house. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
This has been Green Bay Game Night. It's now game morning. I'm Homer, along with Mark Tauscher, Gary Ellerson, Jason Wilde, and now Will closes because he always has some thoughts. You came up with a stat which was amazing regarding punting.
Yeah, Daniel Whelan, he's only punted once in the past 3 games, and that punt came 2 weeks ago in Denver. So the past 2 games he has not punted. In the past 3 games he has punted 1 time, and the Packers are 0-3 in those games.
Which is bizarre because I believe I heard a similar stat about the 49ers that they showed in their last game. The punter hasn't punted in like 3 games. But I think they've won all 3 of them or won 2 of 3.
They're on the exact opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah, how do you never punt and still lose? Well,
because you can't convert in the red zone.
You red zone and defense. Mm-hmm. But more red zone probably.
Yes, definitely. But all right, I got some overreactions for you. I came up with 3 different overreactions. This might be
my favorite one is that even the softy LaFleur was embarrassed by how soft his team played.
He was. He sounded like it in his post-game press conference. All right, overreaction number 1. Christian Watson is currently the most valuable player on the team. Your thoughts?
I don't know that I agree with that, but it's a reasonable position.
Okay. The Packers are a bottom 5 defense without Micah Parsons.
No, they weren't last year.
I think they're
not this year, and maybe they were lucky last year because they got all the turnovers. You add those
coming into this game, they were 25th in the NFL in their past 3 games in yards per game.
I don't care about yards per game. They gave up a lot of points in this game. In these 2 games, they've given up 31.5. Okay, well they had 2 games early in the year when he played where they gave up an average of 29. So I don't think so. But they seem to be wanting to prove me wrong. What is possible is that they were so good last year because they created all the turnovers. They've had no turnovers this year. And to be able to be as good as they were like last year without any turnovers, that could be because of Parsons.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that the turnovers aren't coming from from not creating the opportunity to have turnovers. It's just because they can't convert a turnover. They can't catch an interception. They can't jump on a fumble at the right time.
You could be right. I just have never noticed, this team should have had a lot of turnovers and they didn't. You either have them or you don't.
All right, I got one more for you.
Yes.
This is the one I believe the most. Teams should be more scared of Malik Willis than Jordan Love.
If he throws the ball the way he did, because he does have weapons that Love doesn't, and that is his ability to run.
Yeah, Jordan Love, he's going to be good for a stupid interception a game. That's one thing that you're giving to the defense. And then, his ability to run. Jordan Love doesn't have that. Like teams now, like the Bears had to realize that really quickly when Malik Willis came in and converted that 4th down on that read option. They had to realize real quick that, hey, this guy is a running threat.
Put
when
it
you
this
face
way.
Jordan Love,
If
you
he
never have
can,
to worry about
right, if he can throw the ball as well as Jordan Love, he's better than Jordan Love.
And weirdly enough, I think he finds the guys that Jordan Love doesn't find a lot. Like he was finding Golden a little bit. He found Dobbs for a deep pass. When's the last time that happened?
Yeah, I can't answer that, but you're going to get a chance to see because he will be a starting quarterback in the league next year.
That was my last one. Top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
He doesn't play enough.
They're called overreactions.
No, they're not. They don't need to be overreactions. There's his quarterback rating numbers are incredible, like 130, 140, 150. Yes, if he throws the ball like he threw today, all right, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, not top 10, because his ability to run.
The way he moved in the
special.
pocket sometimes was a little Mahomey. Like he looked like Mahomes. He had some Mahomes tendencies running
I'm
and
just
throwing
saying
outside the
that
pocket.
he had these incredibly tough 3rd down plays. He was able to roll out. I mean, the whole career has been, and as was mentioned by Gary Ellerson, and I agree, you have to give LaFleur all the credit. He's made him a significantly better throwing quarterback because people could see what he did.
Can you see how much he's grown from last year, too? Last year, he was all scripted, all handoffs, all short check down passes, and now it's the exact opposite.
Correct.
It's him playing off script.
The belief in LaFleur has changed dramatically. We don't know if he could have made those passes last year because LaFleur never gave him a chance.
Right, yeah.
So, but yes, no, he was spectacular.
That throw
the Melton?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. The guy was on him, and it was just... But he threw so many passes that way.
Imagine if someone told you that Malik Willis completed a huge pass to Bo Melton in Week 17 in September.
And you would think that that's got to mean they won the game because that's the kind of thing that happens at home. And now somehow they still found a way to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was spectacular.
So good.
And yet it amounts to nothing.
I don't know. If I'm the Bears, I'm way more scared of them playing Malik Willis against me than Jordan Love.
If Malik Willis,
especially it seemed like the Bears who gets all those turnovers.
If Malik threw the ball as well as he did today, but they're going to go with Jordan Love, and I would too. But you'll get your chance to show if Malik Willis can prove it. He's going to be a starter next year. Somebody's going to give him some money.
I just hope it's not in the division.
Well, it's not going to be Detroit. Not going to be Chicago.
It could be the 3rd team.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
With
an offensive genius?
You think they'll give up on McCarthy that soon? If he's hurt? That's a great observation. Would he go after Willis?
Think Malik Willis would be really good on the Vikings, too. So you don't want him to go in the division.
Again, if he can throw if he's as good as he was today.
Imagine him and Justin Jefferson on the same field.
I don't.
That would be disgusting.
Again, yes, but the sample size is small, but it is reasonable that he could want him. It's reasonable to me that anybody in the league could want him.
I just think we'd see a similar amount of effectiveness that he's having right now with Matt LaFleur, with Kevin O'Connell.
We all agree and can see his ability to run and all the other things he's shown. If he has the ability to complete the kind of passes he did today, yes.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, too, Kevin O'Connell's never had a quarterback like him that can run. He's had Kirk Cousins, J.J. McCarthy.
Right, and then he made McCarthy look really good for a couple of weeks, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
So you're worried about Malik Willis playing for another team in the division?
Yes.
Wow. Now that's going too far.
Okay. That's why it's called overreactions.
But, the assessment of his potential. I mean, there's no way to describe how oversell how good he was in this game.
Yeah, I just think, if you're the Vikings, you're chomping at the bit to get a guy like Malik Willis, because a guy that you can get on a deal.
If you believe he can throw that well.
Yeah. I think he's proved it the past 2 weeks against, the Ravens aren't really a good defense, neither are the Bears, but he did what you're supposed to do to a bad defense.
I would think a significant number of teams would be interested in giving him a shot to start next year.
I think it'll be...
Unless they believe that he's totally been created by LaFleur and someone else wouldn't.
In a year that could be a weak quarterback draft, I think he's a very intriguing free agent going into next season.
And he's better than any of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Way better. So this is your Malik Willis.
Yeah, that was my Malik Willis segment.
If he
also, the two best players on the field today were on the Titans at the same time, Malik Willis and Derrick Henry. With Mike Vrabel and A.J. Brown. They had all those weapons, and they couldn't win.
Again, you'd have to analyze it because I don't follow them that closely. Derrick Henry has been great from the time he was in high school. The improvement of Malik Willis, no one saw this coming. I don't even think Malik Willis saw it coming.
No chance.
He was at Liberty at one time, right?
Yeah, he's a flame.
So, but I want to see him play a whole season.
I do too.
And somebody will give him a chance.
As a football fan, he's fun to watch. Just hope it's not in the division.
Yes, I know. You've said it. You are the only person in the world worried that he's going to end up as the quarterback of the Vikings. For all the various reasons.
Someone's got to think it.
No, they don't. No one has to think it at all. All right. You didn't disappoint. You came through again at the end. Green Bay morning has ended. And yes, on to Chicago. It's not a guarantee, but it's certainly the most likely outcome for the Packers to open the playoffs in 2 weeks in Chicago. And who are they? Who's going to play? Who's going to quarterback? How much? How important is a win against the Vikings to LaFleur? We're going to find out. But everybody knows the one thing. Can they figure out a way to have a average run defense? Good morning. Next.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect